Hello and welcome back to our Tuesday night. I almost said Rime of the Frost Maiden. Holy crap. Tuesday night, Skies of ARDATHAS D&D stream. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is episode 2 of our stream. Let's just get right into it. When last we left our heroes, they were attending Midsummer Festival on the realm of Corwin in the capital city of Rockwing. They partook of different games and the pie eating contest. A number of them joined as well. We saw a couple of them win some pretty cool prizes. And then in the midst of the Midsummer Festival, Tower Island, the floating island fortification above the capital city of Rockwing, came tumbling down. And that was where we came back from our break, was everyone reacting to that catastrophic event, saving the citizens that were in and around the ground zero of Tower Island falling, and then kind of dealing with the, for lack of a better word, fallout of that. Couple of our PCs decided to investigate the ruins of Tower Island immediately, and they discovered some unique soul stones that glowed with a faint green light as opposed to the white or blue colors that they normally sport. So Tefka Irynyx immediately scooped those up to study later. And then shortly after that, the group met with King Summershield of the realm of Corwin, and King Summershield basically figured out what they were doing there, tried to ask them what was going on, what they knew about things, if they knew some stuff. He seemed a little bit on the suspicious side. And then after getting some answers that worked for him, he then hired Irynyx and, as he put it, her assistants, quote unquote, to be sort of his eyes on the ground to research this situation that caused Tower Island to fall, and to act as sort of independent parties and not those who were employed by the church or anything like that. And also, Aerashka, Justin's character, learned that King Summershield was aware of something going on at the lay bridge of Grixburg, or something that went on at Grixburg, and he had some concern about there being a similarity between Grixburg and Tower Island. And so the players kind of latched onto that as well and are planning to investigate further. From there, they went back to Irynyx's workshop, where they had supper, continued their discussion and research on these green soul stones, got to know each other a little bit better, and then spent the night at the workshop preparing to head out the next morning on the road to Grixburg, which will take them through a couple of villages first. So we're going to start. I'm actually going to rewind a little bit from last session. I mentioned this in Discord earlier, but I'm actually going to start with us right on the morning of you guys waking up. Just as a heads up. Okay, so Zephyr. You find yourself in the middle of an arid gray landscape that stretches out before you. Ahead is a solitary dead tree that's reaching black fingers towards an overcast sky. The boughs of that tree are darkened by a conspiracy of ravens. Lying at the base of the tree are 3 corpses of humans in heavy mail. They've only recently died, and their swords and shields are lying by their limp hands. One raven, larger than the rest, flutters down from its perch to land amidst the corpses, and it croaks 3 times. The bodies, you see, slowly drain of color, and you feel your skin grow cold. The raven turns to look at you, its once dark eyes now glowing blue. It croaks once more and then spreads its wings, preparing to take to the skies, when suddenly a heavy cage slams down over it, trapping it on the ground. The other ravens scatter in a flurry of black feathers. The birds clear, leaving their now blue-eyed comrade trapped. A deathly silence falls over the scene, and the fingers of one of the corpses tightens around the hilt of their sword. And then you wake up, finding yourself where you left yourself, in Irynyx's workshop, sprawled out across 3 chairs that are placed close together. And you awake and you see your companions are discussing their plans for the day, and they're making travel preparations. No one has left the workshop yet. What are you doing?
Was that me?
That was for Zephyr.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed the beginning of that because I had to fix the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. That was for Zephyr.
Yeah, I'll just wake up, but I'm gonna keep that one to myself. It's a little cryptic, so I'm gonna need some time to think about that one. So I'm just gonna see what everyone else is up to.
Okay. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to take care of in Irynyx's workshop before you head out for the day? And was there anything in the city of Rockwing? I know you did your purchasing already with the requisition notes that you received, but was there anything further in the city that you wanted to check out before you put it behind you?
You said you wanted to handle mine tonight.
I did send you a whisper on Roll20 before my Roll20 chat decided not to let me talk anymore. So you should have a message on there.
Okay, cool.
Nothing else? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
The only thing that Aerashka might be interested in is if she heard anything from her father.
Yes, I would say that your liaison would return with a summons from your father to meet him at the Royal Palace on Castle Hill before you depart.
Okay. I will go do that. If people want to come with, I'm not going to stop them.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Case, did you have something too? I thought I heard you say something.
I don't know. It seems like now we're just kind of all on board. So I don't know. If it comes up, I have all of my notes to go over.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
All right. So we have Aerashka. Is the whole group going with Aerashka? I heard Dave say yes.
Tig will kind of stumble along, just partially aware of his surroundings.
I'll tag along.
Okay.
I won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Aerashka,
the one person that Aerashka sort of actually appreciates right now, the one who's actually doing work, is the one that stays back.
All right. So Aerashka, Squall, Zephyr, and Tig make their way through the city of Rockwing towards Castle Hill, which is thusly named because it is a hill upon which sits the castle and the royal palace of the city of Rockwing.
Is it Rockwing or Rockwin?
Rockwing.
Wing.
The
okay.
wing of a rock. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So you make your way to the royal palace, and a couple of guards are posted at the doors of the estate of the palace grounds. But when you show them the summons, they let you through. And you see your father, Emmond, seated in the gardens out front of the palace, on a bench in front of a fountain. And you see him; he's kind of going over some papers in his hand, kind of in his own little world for a moment, unaware of his surroundings.
Father?
He looks up. He goes, "Oh, yes!" And he folds the papers up and tucks them in a pocket. And he stands up and he embraces you. And he says, "Yes, I'm glad that you came." He's like, "I heard that you were planning to leave the city, and I wanted to see you before you set off."
Yeah, the tower almost fell on us, and that was a little concerning. And I feel like I really need to figure out what's going on with this. The ley lines being as they are, the ley bridges being as what they are, it also concerns us as well, I believe. So
He's
if
like,
they're failing, yep.
Yeah, and he goes, "Of course." He goes, I'm it is a great relief for me to see you safe." He's like, I regret that our meeting with the lords went long yesterday, and then as soon as word reached us of the calamity, they barred us in the royal palace and wouldn't let us leave for fear that other things might be happening around the city. He's like, "But with that at least behind us momentarily," he's like, it's good that you want to leave the city." He's like, I think that might be safer for you."
Safer?
Well, he says, word has reached my ears that in the wake of the events yesterday, there have been some people. When something like what happens yesterday happens, people are looking for answers, and a lot of people will jump to conclusions without thinking those conclusions through.
Uh, yeah.
But I have heard that there are rumors that some folk believe that it is the work of folk from the Underdark to do something like this. He's like, so if you distance yourself from the city, it might be better for some time at least.
Understood. You'll be okay?
Oh yes, as I said, I'm confined to the royal palace. They won't let me leave for my own safety, and since travel to and from the Underdark is kind of scarce these days, I don't think you'll have anything to worry about from me.
Okay. Well, I'll certainly keep in touch.
Hmm.
And
Tell me, you said that you were leaving. Where are you planning to head?
oh, shoot, where's the map?
I can move us to the map.
Thank you. We're traveling towards Gricksburg, by way of North Haven Stag Hollow.
Oh, of course. He's like,
Um,
that's smart to check out the next nearest lay bridge.
Mm-hmm. Have
Well,
you
is there
heard
anything that
anything?
I can? Go ahead.
Have you heard anything about Gricksburg?
Have I heard anything? Not to my knowledge. No, I've all of my discussions with the king's court have been solely around the concept of trade and relations with the Underdark. I have not heard anything of any other lay bridges.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll find out what I can, and I will let you know.
Of course, I'll be here, and I'll do what I can, obviously, for us here.
Thank you.
And then
Love you, Dad. Hug, hug.
then he looks over Aerashka's shoulder at Tig and Zephyr and Squall, and he's like, he walks over and he reaches his hand. I'm going to assume that Zephyr is probably the foremost of the three. Since,
Probably, yeah.
yeah. So he'll reach his hand out to shake Zephyr's hand, and he introduces
Shake his
himself.
hand.
And he says, "My name is Emmond, and I am the delegate from Rivergrave in the Underdark. Aerashka is my daughter," and he kind of looks Zephyr over and then looks to Squall and Tig, and he goes, he's like,
Aerashka is literally doing this. Oh my god.
he's like, we don't. She hasn't been up to the surface very much, so I would appreciate it if you would keep special watch over her.
Of course, we'll look out for her. I haven't been very far from my home either, so I guess we're in that together.
You're pretty far now.
True. Hopefully, islands don't come crashing out of the sky wherever I go, but I assume that was just a once-off.
Let us hope so.
Little do you know.
And he says, "Very good. Well, I will see if there's anything else that I can learn in my time here. And if there's anything you should need, feel free to stop by and ask, and I'll do what is in my power to assist you."
Perfect. Thank you. I'll also let him know that we're at Tefka's shop as well.
Sure.
At least that's where we're sort of being based out of right now.
Yeah.
So
For the time being.
yeah. So
Okay. Great. While that's going on, Case, was there anything that you wanted Irynyx to take care of in the city at all, or were you just kind of waiting for them to finish
I
up?
mean, if the shopping is assumed to be done, then she's just been going over her conspiracy board, I guess.
Okay.
Pretty much.
What?
It, yeah.
What's on the conspiracy board right now?
So, like, means, motive, and opportunity for everyone in the party to have participated in the whatever the incident the other day was. It's pretty much it.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's funny that you should say that because I actually put together a little bit of a conspiracy board the other day.
Wow. Okay.
So you guys, I have this fun little desktop here that has a green soulstone on it as your only lead currently, and then we have a map of the 7 realms of ARDATHAS in the corner. So as you guys collect stuff that you
Are
think
these
is
like 3 teeth on here too?
those are candles that you can actually pick up and move around to light up the table. So as stuff comes up, like important leads and things like that, if there's something that you're like, Nick, add that to the leads table, I will do that.
I might type this up at some point and then just tell you to throw it on.
Perfect.
That's all right. Yeah.
That works too. And now I see everyone's having fun. Where did our soulstone go? Did someone throw it off?
It's on the map. It's on the map.
Oh, I see. It's on the map. Okay.
Holding it down.
Nice. All right.
Very cool.
Very cool, Nick. Very cool. Yeah.
Thank you. It's always been one of my dreams to actually have like a cork board and to do like a police procedural RPG sort of thing and have, pins and string and all that for the players to do. Well, this is the next best thing for a fantasy game. So, all right. Okay, so if there's nothing else that you guys want to do in the city of Rockwing, then you'll be heading out, taking the road, I assume, and you said you are stopping by North Haven first?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So traveling through open fields and hills, you can travel 3 hexes per day, and if you're on the road, you can add an additional hex to that, so it's going to be it's about a day and a half to get to North Haven from Rockwing. You can increase your pace. Like if you go move fast, that'll be an additional hex. But currently at a normal pace, you're looking at getting 1, 2, 3. You're getting about here before you're spending the night on the road. So does a normal pace sound good, or do you want to move faster to cover more distance, or slower to be able to stealth and use perception and all that more effectively?
I mean, I do prefer to sleep in a bed, but that's just me. She's not going to complain if everyone else is going at the same pace. So
sure,
I'm cool to rush if we want to rush, but I don't know that anyone else wants to.
Yeah, we need to.
That extra hex still doesn't get us there though. Although
right, you'll get there early the next day as opposed to during the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think just a normal pace is fine, probably.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So traveling on the King's Road through the farmlands southwest of Rockwing, it's easy travel. The King's Road is a wide road, and it is well traveled for the most part. So your pace is pretty good. Like I said, you're passing through farmsteads, kind of going up and down hills. At one point in the distance to the northwest, you can see the rock for which Rockwing gets its name, flying and over the hills and the mountains, almost straight west of your position, which is kind of a cool little moment. And then the sun starts to go down, and you're traveling through the night, and you get to almost pretty late after sundown before you end up making camp. And in that process of kind of finishing your travels for the day and finding a place to make camp, you notice some things on the side of the road. You see some spots where it looks almost like there's big holes that are opened up off the road, pretty close to the road, within 10, 15 feet of the road. But there's these large holes that look like just suddenly someone dug open or dug out or whatever. And they're spaced every, 20, 30 feet. There's maybe a half dozen of them, and then there's nothing for a while, and then you see a few more. Does anyone want to give me an intelligence nature check?
I should say
I will.
That Aerashka is very paranoid outside.
Oh, sure.
She's not used to being out where things won't attack you. So
I can see and be seen.
All right. So Zephyr, the only thing that you can tell with any degree of certainty is that these holes weren't caused by someone digging, they were caused by something coming up from the ground.
Okay.
That's about the only thing that you can make sense out of. And Aerashka as well. That's about all that you can tell too.
Yeah, I'm not getting close to him. So
Sure. Whereas Squall, you can tell that these are the result of some large insect-like creature. You can tell in the way that the holes are dug, and kind of when you get a look at the interior, you can see the sort of markings that would be indicative of an insectoid creature. And Irynyx, you've read and you're familiar with this sort of situation. You're pretty sure that these are Ankheg holes. And you know that Ankhegs are large, aggressive, insect-like creatures. But you've probably haven't had any firsthand experience with them. Probably have only read about them a little bit here and there. So
Ankeg?
Ankheg, yep.
Yeah,
Ankeg.
there's an H after the K.
I'm trying to actually take notes this time around.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
They are basically antlions from Half-Life.
I thought you said Ankhegs, and I was like,
No,
I definitely did not.
Yeah. Nobody get close to these.
Ooh, nice. I see Aerashka is
You're just
consulting
storing
the
this?
deck.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. About how territorial do I think that these things might be?
You know that singular Ankhegs don't really cover a whole lot of wide distance, but if there's a colony nearby, they tend to spread out more because there's more mouths to feed, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's probably about all that you know, though.
Yeah. I do not think it would be wise to camp sharing the field with these creatures.
And then Irynyx, as you bring that up to the party and everyone's kind of stopped and kind of considering their options for a moment,
Sure.
You realize that you can hear someone on the road behind you. Sounds like a single traveler. And I'm just going to throw it right over to Max. Max, would Celsia have a torch?
I think if I see them ahead, I want to circle around.
Oh, okay.
No, this is not a dramatic enough. No, I need to find like, is there a ridge?
Yeah, they're not
There's
huge,
some holes.
but
Yeah,
they're in a place in the road where it's almost, there's hills on either side, but they're not super tall. You know what I mean? They're like maybe 10 feet.
That's good enough. So like,
great.
They've paused. They're like inspecting these things for a couple minutes. So like maybe they briefly see me, and then like the next time they look, I'm no longer on the road again. Like from, and then like, and then from like the side on one of the hills, like when they get like, I assume at some point you guys are like getting ready to start moving again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like at that moment, interrupting you, someone emerges over the crest of this low hill to the side of the road and just yells, "Halt, knaves!"
Oh boy. How far away are you from us?
Like, I don't know, Nick, like how far away?
15, 20 feet.
Oh, okay,
total.
I'm way closer than I expected.
Oh, do you want to be further away? You can be further away. That's fine.
Well, I mean, you tell me.
You know what? I'll move us to.
Oh God.
And you can
roll initiative.
All right.
So that's the road. Yeah. So I'll be like up here. So you can see it's clearly a woman in armor. Although you can't really make out too many details. long, strawberry blonde hair just kind of flowing gracefully in the wind, and she's lifting up this bright sword that, like, as the sunlight, as the sun is starting to, like, well, what time is it?
The sunset.
Okay, so as the sun is starting to set,
Moonlight.
like bounce off the blade in like a vivid, like, and you just, and as she's pretty far away, you can't really see facial details, and she can't really make out yours either. And she yells out, I am the shield of the righteous, defender of the moon and the sky, wielder of the moon sword of Estrella, vanquisher of evil, and that means you! And she points it in your direction.
Is she talking to
I'm
us?
rolling something.
She is very clearly talking to you, yeah.
I say that to, like, Zephyr.
Sorry. So basically, as soon as someone starts talking, Aerashka is completely taken off guard. She immediately launches off a vicious mockery.
So that's going to be initiative.
Are you serious?
If someone is acting with harmful intent, that gets us to initiative.
Okay,
So
let's do it.
Might be a track. Okay.
I'm going to clear these turns first. So
Oh, oops. Oh, no, I did that right. Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Oh, good. 3.
Well, I mean,
You're not sorry, don't lie.
Luckily, I've got good saves, so hit me with your best shot. Please tell me it's a charisma save.
probably not.
Wisdom save. Sorry.
Oh, that's my worst save.
you have proficiency. How is charisma your worst save?
I know. It's not my worst. It's my second worst.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing some peeps.
You don't all have to roll initiative. I mean, come on.
Anyone who wants to participate has.
Oh, good.
Oh, I rolled. It just didn't. The track.
Oh,
didn't.
okay. I'll get you on there.
Yeah, same for me.
Just, man, I can't wait to fight, man.
Well, yeah, Justin's got the trigger finger.
You've
Oh,
been
I feel-
noticing how twitchy she's been.
I feel like Justin is the only one that gets to act in this surprise round.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Too.
okay.
You're interrupting my monologue. I mean, come on.
So Irynyx, you rolled.
I have actually worked with her, but I still don't recognize her at this distance at this point.
I
Right.
think you of all people would probably recognize the like all of those phrases. Like we've heard that before,
Yeah. Okay.
almost word for word. And Tig probably has too, although Irynyx has definitely heard it multiple times.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Well, sticking with surprise round rules, Aerashka with a 7. You're up first.
Yay.
First and only.
Sorry.
No, do it. So I make a wisdom save.
I want to hear the mockery.
Oh,
Yeah, you had
DC
another
13.
week. Oh no!
All right, lay it on me.
So-
Mock me.
We currently have 2 inspiration in the pool for the team. So if you wanted to spend one of the
If you guys use this, so help me Christ.
Oh, God. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to use inspiration on PvP.
You have 5 people
Okay.
with healing abilities.
We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be a very good paladin if this killed me. So I take 3 damage.
8.
8? It's an 8 damage cantrip at level 3?
Yep.
Well, I mean, it could have been Firebolt. That would have been it. But no, he's got Wait, I don't think this is.
I'm
also-
Spooky Bard. Yep.
Yeah.
Spiritual focus is on cantrips too?
According to Beyond 20. Yeah.
Okay.
Or D&D.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm not the one that made this macro. I
Yeah,
just
no,
pressed a button.
you got it. You're good. So what do you say? Slash. do you-
Let's see.
Nice sword, idiot.
See, this is why I need a list of like insults or whatever.
Yeah, no, you're
But
just not
basically-
that, you cannot that fast on your feet like that.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just got back from. Never mind. Anyways, more something like the only evil is you here, or something like that. So something to basically directly counteract what she's trying to say.
Point of note, and I only looked this up because it is hitting a player, but spiritual focus doesn't add the d6 until your 6th level.
Doesn't. Well,
Oh, snap.
okay. 3 points of damage.
That's a lot more, yeah.
It's a little more palatable that way.
A little more palatable, considering it also grants disadvantage. Okay, not that I was going to do it. But she looks she looks taken aback, like, you know, bead of sweat drips down her, or like an anime bead of sweat, and she like reels back, like, what you Dalcop? You are the one who's evil, not me. Who are you?
I don't know. Like, Aerashka is pretty much. It was a reaction. So that's what happened.
Does anyone else want to actually attack? Because she's not going to.
Well, that'll be the end of the surprise round. So now it goes to Irynyx.
I'm trying to remember the next lines. Like, if this is like a Power Rangers monologue, right? Like, I'm trying to like.
Yeah. It changes from episode to episode, you know.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, you could say like you could do a riff off. Okay, sorry.
No, I'll just try like to. This is me trying to remember whatever the next line is, or you know, something that like a bad guy said in response to it, just to verify that it's the person that I think it is.
Yeah, you could say.
Nice. Performance. All right. I don't know. Okay, so the line that I come up with is like something that the stock kidnap girl in whatever the stage show is said, or something like. I don't know. It's not. It's completely different. You know, the wrong context for the back and forth, I guess.
I think regardless, she would. She kind of like squints and like. Irynyx? Irynyx, is that you? Have they taken you captive? You knaves! You foul knaves! What have you done with my friend Irynyx?
Oh God. I don't think she.
Tig just lets out a
like
peel.
I don't know if she's normally like this. I guess I can't answer one way or the other. Is that Celsia? There's Ankhegs.
It is I.
Stay on the road.
At this point, she's gonna. She wants to approach, but obviously her initiative's 3. So if anyone wants to do anything,
we'll go to Squall next. Then Squall, is there anything specific that you want to take in response?
I think I'll just stand in front of Aerashka between the two of them and like. You shouldn't put custard in every tart. I'll say to Aerashka.
What?
I said what I said.
Doesn't make any sense. You don't put custard in any tart.
What?
Not with that attitude.
That's definitely that right there.
Zephyr.
Aerashka would probably be like, "What's a tart? What's custard?"
Yeah.
I'm doing similar, like I'm trying to get in between and raise my hands and just seeing this interaction be like, I feel like I wandered into this story in the middle of it. I don't know what's happening. But everyone calm down. And that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. At that moment, you all suddenly have this, you feel the sensation of the earth shaking beneath your feet. And then Zephyr, right behind you in that little hillside, you see and hear a monstrous ant-like insect burst out, screeching as it comes out, its jaws clacking in the air. And everyone turns to look at
this movie.
Everyone turns to look at that Ankheg, and as you're doing that, Tig hears from behind him a second one pop in on this side. And so it's going to be their turn when we come back from our break. So we're going to take like a 15-ish minute break, and we'll be back with actual combat.
Hmm.
So stick around.
If something dies because of the 3 hit points, we're gonna.
If Celsia,
Yeah,
that'd
no,
be
that's
bad.
me in right there.
Wow. Okay, switching.
It's the first
Yeah.
domino.
And welcome back. Thank you for sitting tight as we took our quick break. Okay, so before we broke, it was the Ankhegs' turn, and that's where we'll resume. All right, what am I looking at here? 2 Ankhegs.
Wait, we get places in initiative, and we just and them doing nothing checks, and they show up, and all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't make the rules.
Fine.
Actually, that's not true. I do. All right. Okay, so the Ankhegs burst forth. Let's see. We've got Tig and Irynyx, but Ankhegs are really stupid, so I'm just going to roll a die.
Mhm.
Okay, Irynyx is going to be the subject of the Ankhegs' bite attack. But it misses. Its mandibles cutting through the air in front of Irynyx as it struggles to realign itself after bursting through the ground. And then this one, it came out in a straight westerly direction, so that would make Aerashka the one mostly in front of it. Zephyr's kind of on its side, so it's going to attack Aerashka with its bite. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
AC
it'll hit.
AC 13?
Yeah, that's what I got.
That's a hit then. For a total of, well, it's 8 slashing and 3 acid damage.
Okay.
So a total of 11 damage. And Aerashka, you feel the pincers clamp around your midsection. You are grappled by the Ankheg.
Cool.
And
The good
that's
news
what
is,
you built your character around, right?
yeah.
For clarity.
For clarity, yes. I was hoping that someone would be in front of me.
The good news is that the Ankheg can't bite anyone else other than Aerashka right now. So, I mean, at least there's silver linings, right?
That is good news.
It is.
Good news, except for the fact that Aerashka can't take any other hits. So,
Well, it's your...
Does force movement break a grapple?
Does forced movement?
Yeah.
it's in any case, it's my turn. So
Yes.
I'm going to yoink.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
That'll do it.
Easiest way to
whining
break a
about?
grapple.
What am I whining about? Wait, I don't know if I want to go that way. That's by the person who is.
Yeah,
Wait, Nick, how do you feel about out of turn like within reason out of turn dialogue?
Go ahead.
I imagine as soon as these creatures like burst up, Celsia is like, "What devilry is this? Is this your doing?" And then they attack, and she's like, "Oh."
We're just gonna bamf to here. Yeah. And let's see, it's dark, so everyone's gonna have a hard time, right? In which case we'll do fairy fire.
Nice.
Oh wait, I can't, can I?
You
Oh, yeah, you did Misty Step.
Yep. Boo.
That rule's dumb.
That rule is dumb. I am going to give my tail to Tefka.
Thanks.
At least buy a
Which one?
dinner first.
Oh,
So, so basically, Aerashka sort of sees how the fates are working, and she sees that if she tweaks a few threads, Tefka will have a little bit more healthier and will be a little bit more agile. So,
Cool.
you will get. Let's see, where's a D6? Because he let's roll a D6. D6. Oh, I can't chat anymore. Okay, cool.
That's not just me. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. But you should still have the dice box tool on the left-hand side.
Yeah. Oopsie, that's a D20. How about not? Okay, so you'll get 4 hit points back. It's a 1 plus 3. Not hit points, temporary hit points. While you have those temporary hit points, you'll have plus 10 feet of movement and a plus 1 AC. So
Thanks.
Nice.
that's my turn.
All right, Tig, you're up next.
Okay. Tig looks at this thing that just attacked his traveling companion, and those of you around him notice that his eyes change from the usual kind of pale lavender to a deep red as he shouts, "You interrupted our conversation!" and rage. And
Someone has
Rage
LEDs in their
cam.
room.
Yes. Moving.
Wing the Tetsubo at this thing.
Mhm.
For the audience, Tig carries over his shoulder a giant club that is studded all along it. So,
Ooh. Unfortunately, that's a miss.
we still have a couple of inspiration in the pool, right?
Yep, there are 2, so you can
Go
spend
for
one
it.
if you want.
I am going to use one of those.
Nice. So we're down to. The reason why your screen is super dark is because you don't have dark vision, and it's night right now.
It's night? I thought it was.
It's
I thought it was
well
sunset.
sunset. I can increase the brightness a little bit,
Golden
I
hour.
guess.
I can't see that.
Anything else from Tig on
No.
his turn? Okay. There, I'll increase the brightness a little bit for you.
Yeah.
Celsia, you are up.
Okay, so Celsia looks at the bug creatures, looks at them, looks at Tig, who she now kind of recognizes, looks back at Aerashka, looks at the bug creatures, and then decides, oh, I think I might have been wrong. And then she flies. So how far up am I?
900
that's
feet.
At where you are right there, it's probably 5 feet if you go straight west.
So yeah, I just hop down.
Yep.
And then I start booking it towards. Let's see, how far can I? I can't quite make it there unless I dash. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get like in the way. Basically stand in front of Aerashka.
Oh sure.
So I'm just like.
Like, are you looking at me, or?
So like
the ants?
I'm like running towards you, but like looking at the creature, and then like just before you're still unsure like what's gonna happen, she just slides into place right in front of you and brings her shield up. She's got this big like luminous shield that from afar it looked quite impressive, but now that you're closer, you realize it's kind of like it's still made of metal, but it's not nearly as exciting up close as it was from afar. It's not as impressive. It's very clearly like cobbled together, like with bits of shiny gems that aren't real. You know what I mean? It almost looks like diamonds from afar, but now that you're up close, you're like, that's just glass.
You got the QVC model.
Yeah. And she holds up her shield and her sword and says, "I will defend you, but then I have questions." And I guess do I have a bonus action that I can do? Let me take a look real quick. Oh yeah, totally. Bonus action. I'm gonna cast. No, I guess I don't really know how to do that yet in character.
Okay.
I just start banging my sword against my shield to draw the attention of this closer one.
Does the aluminum foil coating start to come off?
No, it's a real shield and a real sword, okay? It's just not as legendary and amazing as it looked from afar. Wish.com shield. God damn it.
All right. Celsia, why don't you give me a performance check for that, for trying to draw the attention of the Ankheg?
I'm good at that. Performance or intimidation? They're the same.
I would say performance.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay. The noise.
Creature.
You see the Ankheg turn to regard Celsia. We will see if it takes the bait on its next turn. Irynyx, you are up.
Well, I feel magically invigorated. I don't really know how to describe the Arctic enchantment. All right. I guess I'm a little. Yeah, I guess I'm a little inspired to try something.
Okay.
So I'm going to fly over this thing's head, maintaining like just in its, threat radius, I guess.
Right.
And so Irynyx has been carrying this this big tube, this like metal cylinder that she has not explained anything about,
Oh,
nor
boy.
like what it is or
The hookah.
anything. It's just kind of been strapped to her back. But with these Ankhegs arranged in a line, she's going to bring the device to bear, and a jet of acid going to emerge from it. So I will push the button that will make the spell be explained. That's
D&D
what
at
I'm
its
doing.
finest.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So they can each make a DC 13 Dex save to try and avoid this jet stream of acid.
Okay.
Did your gun just barf on them?
No, it's emitted. It's an alchemical solution.
The one nearest you succeeded. The further one failed.
Okay, so it's gonna burn for what is it? Covered in acid takes. Okay, so starting on its turn, it's gonna take 2d4 unless it rolls to avoid it, and I guess it's the first roll is or it rolls to scrape it off of its carapace. I guess.
Isn't it just an action to remove it?
It is just an action to do it, but it's an action. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll just burn.
Yeah. Okay. So no damage till the start of its next turn.
If I'm reading this properly,
I think that's because it's a persistent effect until you do something to get rid of it. So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. I think that's enough.
Okay. Squall.
So Squall like snaps a reed off of his he's got this like reed poncho overcoat, mutters some words and it bursts into flames and then he throws it at the Ankheg near Zephyr.
Nice.
I don't know whether it did advantage.
20 will hit. All right, the flames sear the Ankheg's carapace, and it screeches in response and recoils a little bit.
I'll move 5 foot back. And that's me.
Okay. Zephyr.
Okay. So remind me of the rules, the entire rules of D&D again.
Sorry?
The entire D&D.
Yes, all of it.
Page
so
1 of the player's
So
handbook.
strength measures your character's physical. No,
In the
okay,
year of
right.
our Lord, 1970, whatever.
No, more specifically about the multiple spell casting. If it's so it has to be a bonus action and a cantrip. Is that how it
Yep,
works?
you can cast a cantrip and a leveled spell, but not 2 leveled spells in the same turn.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Also-
which one is the bonus action.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a bonus action, everything else just has to be cantrips. That's basically it. But like you could shield yourself if you.
Yeah, unless
or
it's a
whatever.
reaction, it doesn't. That reactions
Yeah.
don't count.
Yeah.
So Zephyr is gonna start off with I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Nice.
And so Zephyr is gonna clutch her medallion that she has around her neck, and call forth the spiritual weapon, which is gonna be the shape of like a large pole axe, except for where the axe would be. It's gonna be kind of in the shape of a setting sun, is what that's gonna look like, and I'll position it like there-ish. Yep. And then
that's your weapon. I'm not going to get any more detail than that.
That's the wow.
Maybe I'll get a little more detailed for the sake of.
it's moving in its own way.
The production value has really plummeted since that first episode.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I looked over and I'm like,
Oh.
Pinwheel.
Good.
Cool. It's got a pinwheel.
A pinwheel.
Okay, that did work. Okay, 23 to hit,
23 hits.
and that's a 6 damage.
Okay.
oh,
So that's the bonus action. So I guess I can cantrip still.
Mhm.
So then I will cast as a cantrip, Toll the Dead. And so it's just gonna. There'll be the loud sound of a bell, like the beginning of Metallica's "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
It's not a
That
tubular.
exact bell. It's very important.
My character knows that reference. Yeah.
Like, oh, I remember that one.
I understood that reference.
Okay, so it is missing some hit points, right?
It is, yep.
Yeah, you just stabbed it with the.
Wisdom save DC 13.
Wisdom save 13.
It failed its wisdom save.
Nice.
Okay, that's 9 then.
Nice.
And that'll end my turn. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. Ankhegs' turn. Okay. The one nearest Zephyr is not going to spend an action to remove its acid, so it takes the 4 acid damage.
Okay.
It is now bloodied, but it is going to focus on Zephyr because it's the nearest prey. She's the nearest prey, I should say. So here comes the bite. That is oh gosh, what's your AC? 17?
17.
That's a hit. For 14 total damage.
Ooh.
12 slashing and 2 acid from its acidic bile. And now Zephyr is clamped in the Ankhegs' jaws.
Clamps.
Give her the clamps.
The clamps. They give the clamps.
And much to Zephyr's and the party's horror is now that it has Zephyr grappled, it turns around and runs back into its hole.
Oh no!
No.
What?
But luckily, it has a very slow burrow speed, so it doesn't get far. But Zephyr, you are now completely separated from your party.
Do we not see it anymore? Do we see like a big hole, like in like a Zerg burrow? Like, is that?
You see the hole it came out of. You could follow it into its hole if you wanted to. I will
it's
add
like
that.
a tunnel. It's not like a Tremors kind of.
Yeah, no. Is it like when a lurker is burrowed and you see like a, you know what I mean? Or is it like there's now a hole in the ground where it was?
It doesn't go down, it goes back into the side of the hill. So you could walk in, you could walk in behind it.
Cool.
Okay. And then this second one is going to shift its attention to Celsia and move up here, but it doesn't leave engagement with Tig and Irynyx, so it doesn't provoke any attacks of opportunity, unfortunately. But it is going to bite at Celsia now,
So there's a moment, if anyone is close enough to see Celsia's face, you see like this moment of panic as she realizes that this is a lot scarier than she anticipated it would be. And then she quickly like steals herself and gets ready for the blow.
And your AC is an 18?
18.
It bites you.
Oh.
For a total, a total of 17 damage.
What?
Thanks,
TPK. TPK. TPK.
Ow.
And 3 acid. And now Celsia
Wait. Say that again.
14 slashing.
14 slashing.
3 acid.
3 acid. Okay. Okay.
3 insult damage from previous.
Yeah, I think that 3 is going to make a difference now.
And now Celsia is grappled by the Ankheg. And Aerashka, it's your turn.
Oh boy. Well, I had a
Oh
plan.
boy.
I had a plan.
Y'all remember Deep Blue Sea?
Keyword.
Yeah. I remember how I was going to cast Fairy Fire on these 2 things, and then someone decided to taunt them.
I mean,
let's see here.
I mean, one of them isn't a threat anymore. It has what it wanted.
That's true.
Oh, good. That bodes well for me.
Oh, I meant Zephyr, the one who's literally being dragged away. Into
I know. I'm saying that bodes well for me. I am now grappled.
Yeah.
You're the
I'm
party.
looking at Zephyr and I'm looking into my future.
Okay, here is what I'm going to do. You are right here. And all this chaos over here, it's sort of dark. I couldn't really see, so I'm not as concerned about that. I am going to do a cure wounds on you.
The jaws are still grasping like it.
Yeah, what can I do with my strength of 6?
I guess
Okay,
no,
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess you have
okay.
a point there.
Yeah, you have a point.
Aerashka casts Jaws of Life.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's 10 healing back to
Oh, nice.
back to Celsia.
damn.
Oh yay!
And
I was
then
very low.
Mhm.
yeah, I assume so. Seeing as you came to protect me, I will graciously help you out there. And then I will send a mental blast at this Ankheg as well. So,
Sentimental
this is a
Wait,
vicious mockery.
Is that a bonus action?
no, cure wounds is.
Oh, that's that total action. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
no.
Yeah.
Healing word
Sorry.
is the little
Healing
one.
word is the bonus action one.
Yep. Okay. Then instead,
Then I
will
take back the
do-
healing and I do the vicious mockery.
No, I mean, like, if he's got meant to do healing word, just
No,
I'm
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to use a bardic inspiration on Celsia then.
Nice.
So that's a D6 that you have for you,
Cool.
Maxine.
What is that? What is that like? Like what are you doing to like? Can
let's
I
see.
tell that you're doing something?
Good
So-
luck.
Yeah, the way that Aerashka does things, it's not super vocal. You
Okay.
just feel like things are coming into alignment. Like,
this is where
Okay.
she needs to be.
yeah, you're getting like almost premonitions.
You know what?
Okay.
As I'm being dragged away, I'm like, I accept this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Something about this feels
this
right.
is fine.
This feels
Yeah.
right. This feels right.
This is fine.
No, so I get the sense I feel Arashka's presence like as a calming, guiding force.
Nice. All right. Any movement from you, Aerashka?
Yes.
Okay.
Stay here. I can protect you as I'm being like struggling against the creature.
I'm staying within arm's reach of you. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. Tig.
Okay. First off, activating reckless attack.
Nice.
And then I am breaking engagement with this guy.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
So
It-
get your attack of opportunity.
It can't because it has Celsia in its
got a
jaws.
mouthful
so
of
it
paladin.
can't.
It's mouthful.
Okay.
Yeah, it can't bite you and it's biting me currently.
Yeah, Tig just looks furious. Get back here! And
Oh.
11 bludgeoning damage.
Wait, that's
what
the.
the hell?
Yeah, it just did the damage I put.
That's just the damage.
Okay. Let me try that again. And that's supposed to
That's
have...
1d20. 1d20
Yep,
plus
so
5.
so roll another one now because you should have advantage on that. There you go.
There you go.
18 hits.
Much just-
Okay. So we'll use the damage from above, so 11.
Nice. The Tetsubo cracks into the Ankhegs carapace.
Actually, going to get +2 because I'm raging. That's not included in there. And then I will activate my Divine Fury
Mhm.
for 6 more.
So that is enough to put the Ankheg down, and Zephyr is dropped in the tunnel as this beast falls limp between the two of you.
Now stay down.
Hell yeah.
All right. Anything else? So you didn't use all your movement.
Let's see. Can't quite get all the way back up to there, but I can at least get into the fray.
Nice. All right, Celsia. So grappled reduces your speed to 0, but that's all it does.
Right. Okay. And if it is forced to move, that breaks the grapple.
Correct. But if it
Okay.
moves, it drags you with it.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to attack. So I've still got. It's like biting the shield, and I'm like struggling it, and I'm like hacking at it with my sword.
Nice.
It is not as elegant as this usually goes. Okay. So. Boop.
Oh
great.
no.
Hmm.
There's one inspiration left in the pool if you want to use it.
Ooh. This feels like a decent time, but I also kind of love the narrative here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let it go.
Sure.
She's just like desperately hitting it, and she she breaks character for a second and just goes like, yeah!
All right. Anything else on your turn? Any bonus action?
Yeah, you know what? It's a full action to try to break the grapple, right?
It is.
Okay. Yes, I can do a Shield Master shove, even though I didn't hit. As long as I took the attack action, I can use a bonus action to try to shove the creature 5 feet.
Sure.
So what is that? Is that an attack roll?
Shoving
It's just
is.
Athletics?
I think it's contested athletic. Maybe not. Hang on, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, look it up. I'm gonna be doing it a lot, so.
Wait, you're telling Nick to look it up if you're the one doing it?
I was thinking it.
I was gonna say something too, but I didn't. All right.
I know what my ability does. I just don't know the rule. Okay.
Then you don't know what your ability does.
Okay. So it works in this situation, but as a point of note for future, the creature cannot be more than one size larger than you. So if it were huge, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But
even
it
more
works
than
on
one.
this.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like what Ledger did all the time.
And
Right.
it is a contested athletics check between you, and the defender can use athletics or acrobatics.
Let's do this. Let's do this shit.
Hmm.
Oh, 19.
Pretty good.
And you do have bardic inspiration as well, right?
Oh. But I can choose to use that after I know if I failed or not. Just I don't know how much I failed by.
No. There's
That's how
one
I
on
don't-
college that lets you do that, but
Really?
not
I could have sworn it was.
You can use it after you see the result, but
Which is your roll, which is the
yeah.
19.
but not before
but not
you
before.
know whether it succeeds or
Okay, I'll
Right.
go ahead and use it. Now it seems
Okay.
like a decent time for that. Oh, it. How do I? No, I did it on D&D Beyond, but not Roll20.
You can just roll a d6
roll a
on roll
D6.
Yeah.
20.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Well, that is enough to break the grapple, so you are freed.
So I'm just like pushing and pushing, and then finally I just like one last shove and knocks it back 5 feet. So it's like closer to Irynyx now.
Okay. Skitters backwards. Well, you're free to move now if you want, Celsia. Otherwise,
No, I'm fine right. Well, no, I guess I'll hop forward and re-engage.
oh sure, all right. Okay.
So now she looks. Her face is back to. I'm in character.
Nice. All right, top of round 3, Irynyx.
Okay. Time to see if flight is broken. I will fly up. Yeah.
I think you already know.
Yeah, from a gauntlet on my wrist, you see a thin metal cable emerge, and it's going to try and lash around this thing's neck.
Ooh,
Nice.
Is there we go.
nice. 21 hits.
Cool. So that roll. So it's going to take 5 piercing, and I'm going to pull it 10 feet up in the air, but I'm not suspending it. So it falls 10 feet.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Falling 10
I'll
feet
let that
actually
go.
do any damage?
10 feet is the 1d6 fall damage. Yep. So it takes 4 falling damage.
Okay. I mean, that's my full action. I have nothing else.
Okay. It clatters back to the ground and then quickly rights itself back on its many legs. Squall, you're up next.
I'm going to move down to here, and I will cast Thorn Whip as well
On Zephyr.
on Zephyr. Yeah. Get out of here!
Get over here. Big old bear hug.
Oh.
Oof. There's
That
still
is
one
fine.
inspiration in the pool.
No, I'm not
You're
wasting
such a
that.
pusher.
Okay. All right, 9 misses, unfortunately.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right, Zephyr.
Okay, after falling to the ground, Zephyr's gonna dust herself off and just be like looking into the darkness, shuddering at what could have been, and we'll run back out. Let's see, look, I'm running by Squall, and then let's see, how does Celsia look right now in terms of damage?
Not quite bloodied, but definitely injured.
Okay, I will cast Healing Word on this stranger.
Yeah, okay, wait. Well, one of us is bloodied.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
someone's more
decided
hurt
to
than I am.
I decided to quick let you know that I was bloodied by putting the red dot on my.
Turn the light on. Yeah.
I don't even remember you getting injured. Was that like the first hit of the fight?
Yeah, it was
I
lovely.
think it was, yeah.
Okay. Well, if I'm able to, by the powers of my healing ability, see who's more injured, I will cast it on Aerashka then.
Okay.
Let's do...
Honestly, Celsia is probably the better target. But
Nah, it's fine. You're good. Go for it. It couldn't possibly hit me twice.
That's never happened before, ever. Wait, is Celsia still in the claws of the thing, or
No.
No, I'm no
Okay.
longer grappled by it, but I'm definitely still in its face.
That was by choice, though.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take it back. I'm still gonna cast it on Celsia, like the person who's right in front of the bug creature. I think would probably make more sense.
Go for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
no,
You're fine.
as a player, I understand. My character glares at you.
So if you're doing cure wounds, you have to move into.
Oh, not
melee
cure
range.
wounds. Sorry, I pressed the wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah. Healing word. You're the right one. Here we go. I pressed you. What's wrong with you?
I pressed. There we go. Oh, you pressed it multiple times.
So we'll do the first one for 6.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
6.
So
Chat,
6.
we're using. This is the first time that we're running character sheets on D&D Beyond, so we're kind of getting used to how that functions in Roll20. So.
Yep.
Sometime.
And getting
Or
used to
doesn't.
cleric. And then
that,
and the spiritual weapon's just right in front of me, so I'm gonna like reach out my hand and just be like, go. And then I'll move the spiritual weapon up next to the like right there's these.
Okay. Oh, part of
Um,
it left. Hang on.
As like Celsia's
I
wounds
kept
are
a piece
closing,
with me.
as Celsia's wounds are closing, she like realizes what's going on and she looks to Zephyr with like an apologetic, expression.
Sorry for what? What? Sorry for yelling at you earlier.
Sorry for suspecting you, basically.
The
That's
22
22 to hit.
hits.
Looks like 11 damage.
Nice. This Ankheg is bloodied.
Nice. I'm pretty happy. No, actually, I'm not happy where I'm at. I don't want to be next to this pit of death anymore. So.
What did you call me?
Wasn't that your pirate name, if I remember?
No, it's not my pirate name.
It's not the worst thing we've called you, Dave. Come on.
Also true.
I'm just buzzing.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. The Ankheg.
Come
Well,
at me.
okay. It's bloodied, but it is dumb, so I think it's just gonna bite at Celsia again. So
Like attracts like.
AC 18. That's
18?
a hit.
Oh, damn.
It's not as bad on the damage this time, though. You're looking at 8 slashing and 4 acid, so 12 total.
Okay.
But you are grappled again.
I am definitely bloodied. And I'm definitely grappled. I'm like, not again!
And
Who could have
Irynyx is
foreseen?
Irynyx is in the air right now. Well, no, it doesn't matter because it can burrow. So it's going to do what the other one tried doing, and it's just going to burrow right into the hillside behind it. But it can't get too far. All right, Aerashka, you are up next.
Oh boy. Okay. Yes, she will move not quite within reach. She will do a healing word bonus action.
I'm getting so
This
many
time.
heals.
Yeah.
So 7.
That would be 7. Yep.
Thank you.
Nice.
And then a standard action mental blast at the Ankheg. Vicious Mockery.
Sure.
What do you tell it?
Your brain is small.
DC 13.
Its brain is too small to realize that its brain is small.
It failed the save, so it takes the 3 psychic.
Yep. And disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That would have been
Okay.
nice last round. Sorry about that. Maxine.
No, you're fine.
Tig.
He is going to rush forward, reckless attack again.
Nice.
Get back here! And let's see.
Oh,
It worked this
so
time.
close.
Yeah.
24 hits.
How do you roll with advantage?
Shift. Left shift.
Shift and left
Left?
click, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
And left control gives disadvantage, so.
Yep.
Cool.
And damage 14.
Damn.
Damn.
Is that plus 2 raging?
Damn.
rage,
Nope,
plus
that does not include the raging, so 16. Thank you.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Got it.
That's enough to put it down.
Oh,
Just like the other one, it crumples beneath the Tetsuo.
Didn't even need to roll my divine fury, so there's still a burst of radiant, damage that hits him.
The corpse shifts.
And then Tig just kind of looks over at Celsia, and his eyes go back to kind of the lavender. Hi.
she's just like,
I don't know. Your LED is still on red, so I can't tell.
Yeah.
still kind of like bloody, panting, sweating, like, do we do it?
Is it I'm
Yeah.
getting very like Big Hero 6 vibes off of Tig right now.
Yeah.
It was like a Big Daddy from Bioshock.
Celsia emerges from the burrow and just looks around like, what was that?
Big bugs.
I don't know, but who are
Okay.
you?
I am Celsia Rose, defender of the innocent and vanquisher of evil. Did you not hear me earlier?
I did. But you decided that we were evil?
Where were you the night or the day of the calamity?
We were
I
there.
was
Where were
informed
you?
that
Wait, which calamity are you talking about?
You were seen fleeing the scene, and I was told that you were somehow involved. And if my good friend Irynyx is here with you, I can only assume that you've kidnapped her as well. But then I realized that you seem to be nice people, and you helped me, so I'm actually quite confused.
Who told you we were fleeing the scene?
I'm curious as to that as well.
The populace several.
There was a
one or
poll?
It might have just been like one person. I just thought. I'm sorry.
Celsius spends too much time on
Well,
Twitter.
I do thank you for stepping in front of me. Yes, I would have probably been torn into two. So thank you. I do appreciate that.
As soon as I realized what was wrong, I stepped up to save the day, as is my usual. Right? She just kind of glances at Irynyx like,
Did you follow us all the way from town?
I did. I was given the descriptions of the people who left. What are you doing then? If you are not the cause?
I'd like to set up camp is what I'd like to be doing.
Going to second my or reaffirm my recommendation that we do not camp in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that seems like good advice. Yeah, I like that.
Where are you headed?
Investigating why the tower collapsed on behalf of the king.
The king. She looks taken aback. I want to do an insight check.
Okay.
Just because Celsia is like, this is the first she's heard of it.
The tower
Not very
collapsing
good at that.
or the king?
No, like, oh,
That's
God.
perfect. That's perfect.
You
Yeah,
don't know
so
whether to
can't
believe
write
them or
other
not.
stories.
There's a king?
No, I think she just wouldn't believe it.
You spoke to the king, and he tasked you with this mission.
I found it hard to believe myself.
But
Yeah, he's pretty generous. He gave us lots of chairs.
He did, yes.
lots of what? Chairs?
Chairs. Yeah.
We're going to investigate the Lay Bridge in Greeksburg and what was that other town? Sorry.
Stag Hollow.
Stag Hollow. Yeah. But they're only our first two leads.
She like looks around at the rest of the group to see if like they're all like, yeah, yeah, like they're all seem to be like, this is the story. You know what I mean?
Aerashka actually found a rock over here to sit on, and she is mending her own wounds here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it appears then that I was misled, and for that I must apologize. And she gives a deep like a bow with, or like, yeah, just like a deep bow. Please allow me to be of service. If you are looking to investigate these wrongdoings, then I would like to join you.
Very well. Don't think
Wait,
we're in a position to
why-
find them help.
Do you have info that we don't have? Is this? Why do you think this was a wrongdoing, and it wasn't just something that happened?
Islands do not simply fall out of the sky. Something must have caused this. This is how all great tales start, with a villain.
Hmm.
And wherever
Oh.
there's a villain, I shall be there to intercept them.
I guess Aerashka looks over at everyone else who seems to actually sort of know who this is.
The
she'll
only
just-
people
I
who
don't.
recognize her at all are
Squall
Irynyx and
shrugs.
Yeah. She just raises an eyebrow, like, "What? What's going on?"
There may be a villain, but we don't know yet. Sometimes bad things happen in the world, or weird things, strange things, and no one is behind it. Sometimes there are forces at work.
I cannot accept that. When bad things happen to good people, it is the work of evil.
Hmm.
I guess that depends on what you define as evil.
Please, the
Tig
Ankhegs. This is
very
not the place.
Evil. You know? Evil. She's like, her face is getting a little red. Like, how do you not get this?
But this sounds like a conversation better had over campfire than in the middle of this dark pit.
Very well.
Can I try and find a place like nearby that's not near? There's like less Ankheg sign and find.
Yeah,
a place to camp?
Eggy.
So
Yeah,
like I
less
mentioned
eggy.
earlier in the evening, you passed a lot of farmsteads, and you still see a couple kind of nearby, but you don't see any like lights or fires or signs of activity. And if you were to go and inspect, you would see that these have been abandoned, these farmsteads. So there are buildings, at least like houses and stuff nearby that you could hole up in the night for.
Okay, I'll go find one.
Okay.
I will accompany.
Sure.
In the meantime, I want to like get a sense for who these people are.
Sure. Should we do you want to have it with everyone, or should we do our first close quarters now that we have the full group?
That is up to you.
You
I
boss.
think
Case
mean,
is squinting
I'm
like
gonna-
No, nothing. I'm
okay.
just wondering.
I'm gonna want to like talk to everyone at some point. Just,
Sure,
like,
of course.
I don't know these people.
Okay, well let's do a close quarters scene, and let's have Irynyx and Squall paired together for sure, and then everyone else, the four of you, just roll 1d6, and we'll just pair you based on the two highest and the two lowest.
Wait,
Would
what?
it be possible? Okay. I was gonna ask if I could just be paired with Aerashka, but I guess I'm getting paired with
you
Zephyr.
get
You're with
Ian.
Zephyr,
Sisters
So
once
maybe-
again.
maybe Aerashka isn't keen on talking to you right now. I don't know.
No, yeah, that could very well be.
Did someone say sisters get paired together?
Yeah.
Oh God, that
Hey,
was
like, you seem strangely familiar.
I'm drawn to you inextricably by the threads of fate.
All right. So, Squall heads off in the direction of an abandoned house, and Irynyx follows. And then the rest of you are left alone on the road. So
Are we
whoever
just
has
like,
an
are
idea,
we just like walking but trailing behind?
that could very well be the case.
Okay.
So whoever has an idea for a scene with their counterpart, go ahead and kick it off.
I can go first. So Celsia walks over to Zephyr and like inspects like to see if she's wounded and says, "Are you okay? I saw it had you in its jaws."
Yeah, I'm okay. And she kind of, that reminds her that she's bleeding a little bit. And you'll see her concentrate for a moment and try to cure her own wounds. So I will just take care of that on the side.
How is it that you are able to do that?
Well, it's a very long story, but the one that I follow, he gives me that ability.
I'm a big fan of long stories, but who is it that you follow?
His name is Irynyx. He is the guide, the watcher over the transition. You probably have never heard of him because most people haven't.
Have I heard of this? Okay.
No, you wouldn't have.
So I would imagine that Celsia immediately assumes that this is also some kind of like character. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she says, "Ah, I see. That is very interesting." But she's also like impressed at the fact that Zephyr seems to have actual magic. So I apologize. I do not know if I have fully introduced myself. I am Celsia. I understand that we've met under strange pretenses, but I really do want to help.
Well, don't think it's ever wise to turn down someone who's offering help freely, so misunderstandings happen. I'm Zephyr Salno.
Zephyr, she extends a hand.
I shake her hand.
She shakes like very firm. Now that we're closer, Celsia is very expressive, very animated. She's kind of got like the Pixar Disney character like face going on, where she's just very expressive, and she doesn't look particularly like well built or big or buff, but she's got some surprising strength hiding under that frame. And despite being like 5'1", and she says, "It is very good to meet you, Zephyr. I am sure that we will get along perfectly."
I'm sure
Zephyr
we will.
and
We're...
Celsia, steadfast companions against the darkness. She looks in a different direction and starts monologuing almost. The two of them bound by the threads of fate.
So how is it that you came to... How much do you know of what happened in the city?
Oh, I know almost nothing. I was there when it happened, and it was chaos. And I immediately set off to figure out who did this. And I was pointed in the direction of you. And I realized that was foolish.
Well, I don't know too much more than you, even though I was right below it when it fell on us. But that's kind of what we're all about. We're trying to figure out what happened.
I shall assist in any way I can.
Are you okay? You said you were in the middle of what happened.
I am the mighty shield of the righteous. I could not be felled by such swine.
Sure, sometimes
she looks pretty hurt. she looks pretty hurt. She's definitely hiding like a pain, like as she did this, like
there's many types of wounds, and one of my sisters used to say that there's no shame in a wound. It's just a sign of what you've been through. It's a story. So it's not something that you need to hide.
Wise words. I shall be okay though, as long as more of those creatures do not appear. We should catch up with the rest. We're falling behind.
Okay, let's.
All right.
It is good to meet you.
You as well.
Who's got an idea for their next one?
Dave, do you know anything?
No. Okay, so
that's a loaded question.
Yeah,
anything
very loaded.
At all, just anything.
So while we're walking towards this like barn or farmstead or whatever, like Squall's rummaging through his belongings, and he keeps pulling out these random bits of paper and then like holding them up, like he's looking at the surroundings and then checking the paper, shaking his head, and then moving on to the next one. As we're walking toward, and he's looking for some place that we can like hold up.
Well, that's conspicuous.
What? It's just a map?
Where is the map of?
I don't know. We found it, and I've been trying to find out where it is ever since. I found it.
You found it. All right, you found a map. You don't know where it leads.
Nope.
Does this have any reason, anything to do with the reason you arrived in Rocwing yesterday? This morning you agree to leave.
Yeah, I don't like to settle in one place too long, and I'm determined to find where this is. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Oh, it's time sensitive.
I mean, everything's time sensitive.
Suppose you're right.
What about your investigation of the crystal?
Well, I've been on the road hiking alongside you for the past 12 hours, so I will imagine you think we've made a lot of progress.
You spent an awful long time checking it before we left.
All I know is it has not exploded yet. I'm not even sure if it's inherently dangerous. You still suspect me for having taken it alongside.
I think it was a mistake to take both.
Do you?
Well, the more people we're investigating, the more chance there is of finding the solution or the cause. You've literally put all of our eggs in one basket.
Not an egg, but I see what your point.
I think that's still metaphor.
I imagine some of us might have that suspicion.
Well, like you said, we're traveling. Your resources are limited while we're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
They could be investigating while we're on our mission, and maybe they could, send along any findings they have to help us.
And yet, imagine if the cause, the party responsible, was a member of the court. Either they know to look for us because we have left and the crystals were not at the site, or the responsible party is not a member of the court and they do not know the location, or even if the crystals are supposed to still exist after whatever incident manifests with their use. It made sense. We cannot be responsible for things that we cannot see.
I still think that's a little paranoid.
Perhaps so. Time will tell.
I think that's it.
All right. I was working on it. All right. Tig and Aerashka.
So let's see. Aerashka's always been a little bit edgy around Tig, but everyone else is pairing off, and she feels like she needs to say something.
So while they're walking together before Aerashka, feels required to say anything, Tig just kind of holds out his wineskin. So, how you doing, little one? You took a pretty bad hit there.
I've had worse. You're a bit different. When things go sideways. So, I guess I've never actually spoken to one of your kind before.
Most haven't. We tend to keep to our jobs.
And what's your job?
I was made to destroy.
You should have been like, I just did it.
I would say that there's a moment of awkward silence, but Tig probably doesn't notice this.
Definitely doesn't.
So, why did you decide to come along on this?
Yeah. I don't know. Didn't really have anything better to do.
Do you see this as a destructive endeavor?
No, that's part of the reason why. Maybe I can help you guys find some stuff out. Help people out.
Help people out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You sound confused.
All I know is that you came from the Great Machine, right?
Yeah.
That's all I know.
We're all made with purpose. Doesn't mean we have to enjoy our purpose, but we all do it.
And you do not enjoy your purpose? She looks at the wine glass and remembering all of the drinking from before. Does that help with anything?
Well, drowns things out.
All right.
Yes, lots of awkward silences.
Nice. Okay. So you guys have one inspiration in the team pool. I'm going to give you two more, one for the RP that happened before the Ankheg fight and one for the close quarter scene. So you're sitting at 3 right now. Squall and Irynyx are able to locate what you feel it would be a safe place to sleep. It is a house, an abandoned farmhouse with a cellar. And more importantly, the cellar and none of the floorboards or anything like that, none of the landscape around the house appears to have been the site of any recent Ankheg arrivals. Ankheg. So yeah, so you're feeling pretty confident about this as a place
Is this
to sleep for the
abandoned?
night. It is, yeah.
Okay.
Is there any indication why it was abandoned?
If you want to spend some time investigating, I'll take an investigation check.
Oh, good. What I'm good at.
Are you
I
sure?
guess I'll take a look around too.
I helped.
Yeah.
Squall. That's why. You're distracted answering questions.
Yeah, you loosened it. You loosened it for him.
Irynyx and Aerashka, you're not sure what to make of the surroundings. Squall, the only thing that you can think of is that it's the Ankheg presence in and around the area. The farmstead wasn't too far off of the road, and even though there aren't any signs of Ankhegs around the house, it wasn't that far away where you faced your own. So you're kind of thinking that that might be the reason why this farmstead has been abandoned.
Okay.
All right.
Aerashka seems at home in the cellar.
Nice.
As a way of apology for earlier, I will take first watch.
Not that I don't trust you, but I will take first watch also.
I don't trust the both of you, but
You can watch the cellar.
I plan on it. I'll take second watch.
Sure.
I can take second watch as well.
Okay.
As like the people who aren't Squalor. Well, how much time until like it's bed? Is it like bedtime right now, or are we like chatting for a while first?
I think that's up to your characters. Like each person individually.
Yeah.
I would imagine that those of you who took some nasty hits are probably a little more tired, but that doesn't mean it's like, okay, lights out, time to go to sleep,
Right.
you know. So
Yeah. So before we turn in for the night, how much do you know about what happened? You asked me what I knew, and I told you, but I'm still in the dark.
Well, the island fell out of the sky, and we found some soul gems that were weird, and Tefka is examining them, along with Aerashka, and then we decided to go to see the other lay bridge. And now you're caught up.
Do I know anything about soul gems? Is this like a new term?
That's soul stones are, it's very common. That's what the clergy of the church use to, when someone dies, that's what they use to bring the souls to the machine and feed them into the machine, which is what keeps lay bridges going. So
interesting. So who are you? Forgive my rudeness. I still have not been introduced.
Oh, I imagine we'd have like exchanged names, or like at some point on the road, come into the farmstead.
Okay, that's fine. Do you say like I'm Squall and
yeah, I don't have the patter that you have. I'm just Squall.
Okay, and what about Aerashka?
Yeah, Aerashka's just Aerashka. Is all she says.
Her dad is in the palace.
Oh, sorry, what?
Her dad is in the palace. I think he's somebody important.
So you sneakily say that, and Celsia just like blurts it out.
Yeah.
Your dad is in the palace? Are you of noble descent?
Not nobility, no. We don't have such a thing. I'm from the Underdark.
She seems like a little stunned at that at first, but it quickly passes over. It's more just surprise than anything else. And she says, I have never met anyone from the Underdark before. You'll have to tell me about it.
I'm sure it's nothing that you're interested in.
She just said she was interested. Do your ears work?
My ears do work.
I'm interested in a great many things. I also know a great many things. This happens to be one area in which I am not well versed. That is all.
Okay.
Sensing the awkwardness, she looks out the window and sees that the sun is set. Is basic. It's dim now, and she says like, "Dusk and dawn, but fleeting shadows are. To bed." Just like leave.
What?
Cool. I know now that someone is uncomfortable with long, awkward silences, so...
yeah.
My intimidation will go to good use.
All right. Well, the long rest passes without incident, so you all can recover your resources. And you awake the following morning.
Wait, can I chat awkwardly with Squall during our watch?
Sure.
That wasn't just what we were doing?
No. I was talking with Aerashka. Because if we're gonna spend like an hour or like 3 hours, what am I talking about? If we're gonna spend an entire like period of time just like together, she's gonna chat.
Okay.
Just like quietly, like, hey, so what brought you here?
My legs.
Was there a problem with it? Are you on a quest to cure them?
No.
Then what do you mean?
I'm traveling.
Oh, I see. Where are you headed?
That I don't know. When I find it, I'll know.
Ah, wandering you are.
Yeah.
I see. It's about to quote Lord of the Rings.
No, this is not the farthest from home I've ever been.
Yeah. As I suppose in a way, suppose you could say the same about me. Sort of.
Well, you are on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I should ask, is Celsia wearing anything that's indicative of her lineage?
Yeah, so now that you spent some time with her, you'll have noticed that Celsia has this big suit of like half plate armor that looks pretty well fitted to her. It's like very well tailored, very clearly made for her. But also like and again, just like the shield, it's pretty impressive from afar, but when you get closer, you start to realize it's more form than function. It's very much like made to look nice more than it is made to actually protect, though it is sturdy metal. And a lot about her outfit is it's more like a costume than actual like traveling clothes. But no, you don't see any sort of emblem or anything like that that would be indicative of um, lineage or anything like that. But if you want to, like, so Nick, does the Emerald Ensemble have like a logo or an emblem or something?
Yeah. They have that's a good question.
It's an
It's-
orange.
it's
What
blue.
would you like it to be?
Yeah.
It's blue.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe it could just be like an instrument and like
Yeah,
so
it's a lute wrapped in a laurel.
I like that.
Mm.
With like at the base like a scroll, like scroll work sort of surrounding it.
Yeah.
Okay. So she at one point while she's setting up her like, camping, like taking off her armor and getting into like sleeping clothes and whatnot, you might notice that emblem on like a sash or something. And maybe that should be, I don't know, like a perception check or something. She's not like trying to hide it per se, but it's definitely like not first and foremost. You know what I mean? That's up to Nick, I guess.
I mean, I don't need a roll if someone wants, like, if it's positioned in such a way that it could be seen, and then another player is like, yeah, I'll take notice of that.
I think if someone's like specifically trying to figure out like looking, then yeah, they would probably see it. But like very quick, just like a flash. Okay, so cool. We can move on to morning.
All right. So like I said, the long rest goes without incident. You're all able to recharge everything, get all your resources back. And you awake the next morning. All right, I'm going to move us to regional map.
God. Tired. Celsia does not look like she slept well.
Aerashka eats her breakfast in the morning. It seems to be something rather bland but hearty. So
Yeah, I'll bring I'll crack open a wineskin near Tig.
For breakfast?
oh no, you're
Breakfast
muted.
line.
You're muted.
Who is
During
Josh?
the last watch, since Tig was taking the last watch, he would have actually started to make a hearty but pretty tasteless breakfast for everybody.
Tasteless?
Yeah, like gruel.
Yeah,
Bring your own salt.
Soldier's breakfast.
Would you prefer something that a robot made that had taste?
Well, like, okay, so Irynyx is also taking the last shift and also a cook. So I think
Is every
Gonna
morning
have
like
some
an episode of
spicy.
Hell's Kitchen with you two?
I don't, no, it's like
Squall's like looking
handle
between the
oh,
two of them like he
oh,
has
yeah.
like a dog that has to choose
The-
between its parents.
I'll handle the seasonings. You
Yeah,
Sure,
the best way to describe Tig's cooking is it is entirely functional. There is nothing, it is a healthy, hearty breakfast that has zero interest in providing taste.
Okay, so Squall starts eating it and then literally like immediately like
It tastes bad. It just doesn't taste.
yeah, but that's bad in itself.
Tig
Tig
doesn't look offended at all.
Celsia accepts a bowl of whatever this like nondescript porridge is, and like it's just like hard tacken porridge. And
I
she,
walk
like,
over
sets
to
it
the
down
red
in front
kitchen
of
and
her.
see what Irynyx has rustled everybody up.
Something much better, I'm sure.
Huh? What? No, it's like I don't think she would be that rude or controlling or anything. It's just like I think once if Squall spat his out or whatever he wound up doing, she would throw you like a bottle of hot sauce or something.
Whereas I'm gonna need some more of this.
Does she have a utility belt of seasonings?
Yes, yeah.
Is there a ketchup and mustard setting on that cannon?
Yeah, it's like- she accepts the food from Tig and says like, "Thank you, companion, for this delectable meal," and then takes like one bite and goes, "Do you have any salt or syrup? Maple syrup, perhaps?" Basil?
Reaches into the bag and pulls out. He does have like a small thing of cooking supplies, and just kind of sets it on the table.
That is grease.
It's all little packets of baking soda.
We've all been there when someone just slaps the grease on the table. Let's face it.
It's like grease and flour.
Sorry, I'm used to preparing food for soldiers. It's a bit different in the field.
Oh, I see. Well, I I am a soldier in a way in the fight against evil, so I can handle this.
You don't
And
have to lie.
like,
I'm not offended.
starts like I'm not lying. I recognize you. You've been to one of my demonstrations of valor.
Yeah. I remember talking to you afterwards.
Yes. So you know, like scooping food into her mouth so she can't talk anymore.
Squall's
I
like
would
watching
assume
this interaction between these two and like he's like taking a bite, more sauce, taking a bite, more sauce, as these two are like back and forward.
Dump, 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 dump.
Yeah.
That has to last us until we get to North Haven.
It won't.
Just tearing through all the seasoning.
Yeah.
I think so far Zephyr's been off to the side trying to meditate and figure out what the heck that Raven dream was about, and she'll join a little late and be like, "What did I miss?" As everyone's like furiously seasoning your food.
I think Aerashka has started doing the popcorn with her own rations right now, watching everyone else eat. Or yes.
All right. Following breakfast, you guys get back on the road. And you reach North Haven, the village of North Haven, by about a little after midday. North Haven is a village on the shores of Arbron Lake, obviously. It is part fishing village and part kind of like a hamlet for the nearby farmsteads. And the first thing that you guys notice when you get in is a general unwelcoming feeling of the town. Folk are kind of looking at your group a little like not with like suspicion, but just more kind of like, oh god, like, all right, here we go, like, who are these people? You know, a little bit of an eye roll, a little bit of an exasperated shoulder shrug. um yeah, so when you guys enter the village, what are you doing? What is your plan from here?
We plan to get a boat, right?
Yep.
Was that available? I thought Nick said that there wasn't a ferry service or something.
There's no public, yeah, there's no ferry, but it's a fishing village, so there's fishermen
Okay.
with fishing
So
boats.
they might just like
Which we could
just go
pay,
hire someone
yeah.
to do it. Okay.
Yeah. I will get us a
wasn't-
boat, and I will march off towards the docks or the pier.
Okay.
Does anyone look like how? What's the state of the town besides like what you said with the people? Like, did anything here get destroyed or anything, or is it like way
It
outside
looks-
the range of?
No, it's definitely way outside of the range of what happened the other day. It everything looks as you would expect it to look in North Haven. The one thing that you guys do see as Squall and Irynyx depart for the docks, the rest of you, as you're kind of walking through town, you do see a couple of spots where there are signs posted. And these signs say, by order of King Summershield, help cleanse the lands of Ankhegs. Bring Ankheg eyes to Lord Uldot for 3 gold per eye.
Did anyone
Whoa.
keep it?
Yeah, that you keep a piece. I don't think
No.
so.
How was I supposed to know proof of my noble deeds would come as? I mean,
Okay, so Squall and Irynyx, you guys make your way to the docks. And as you're approaching, you see that there's one fishing boat that there's 2 folks that are kind of getting ready to go out onto the lake. It's a human and a dwarf. And then nearby, you see a bunch of boats kind of lined up along the shore of the lake, flipped over upside down like they are. And they're loading this one boat. They kind of glance up at the 2 of you, but don't make any greeting or effort to make contact. They just keep going about their
Is this
business.
the shabbiest looking fishing boat crew, or are these the ones that we can see? Or
they're the only ones that are currently on the shore right now. You see a bunch of boats out on the lake.
Yeah, they're all
These 2 seem like they're late. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Whose boats are these? And I point at the ones that are like upturned. They look like they're like in operation, or they're not busted.
When you go and like actually consider the boats that are along the shore, you do see that a number of them are marked with pretty large, what you could only describe as claw marks. And the human looks up at Squall and he's like, one of them's ours. One of them is Haley's. One of them belongs to Colton.
Who wants to rent me a boat? Which one of you?
And the 2 of them both straighten and they look at each other. And the dwarf's like, where are you wanting to go with a boat?
To Stag Hollow.
Oh. He's like, sailing out south towards Stag Hollow, that's a bad idea. There's scrags out in them waters.
Not due west.
Yeah, that's west, not south.
Is it not?
Who
What
said
made the
south?
claw marks?
I don't. I didn't say south.
Clip it. Just kidding.
What made the claw marks?
Scrags.
Scrags.
Like I said.
Do I know what a scrag is?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll take a history check.
History?
Would I know what a scrag is?
I'll also take. Well, you can make a history check, but make it with advantage, Squall.
God.
Oh. Because it's a water thing.
That's right. Aerashka, you're not here. Unless the rest of you said that you wanted to follow these two to the boats, but I didn't catch
Okay,
that
gotcha.
from anybody. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No, that's fine. They can go do their thing.
Okay.
Well, Nick said that like it seemed like everyone was uneasy and like unwelcoming, so just figured I would just move for
Sure.
getting us out of here.
Irynyx, you've never heard of him before. Squall, you would know Scrags as like a water troll, like an aquatic troll.
Oh.
Are they bad?
They're pretty bad.
Mm.
How long have they been bothering the fishing boats here?
The dwarf shrugs. He's like, oh, it's been a few 10-day, I guess. They've been pushing closer and closer to North Haven, so we can't go out quite as far.
So recent then?
Aye.
Do you know where they're coming from?
He looks out at the lake. He's like, my guess is the water.
So you haven't done anything about it, is what I'm inferring.
No, what? Listen, you want to rent a boat? You can rent one of those. You can rent ours.
Yeah, shut up, Ian.
Challenge you to trial about combat so that you can become the harbor.
No.
The Fisher King.
The Fisher King.
Are you just not doing it now because I said it? But
Yes.
Yeah.
He
was
was. I
definitely
saw
the
him. He was
first
ready to
instinct.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we take the boat to Stag Hollow, we probably won't be back this way for a few days, so we would need it for a while.
You can have it for a 10-day for 40 gold.
40 gold? Look at this. And I kick the boat. Look at the state of this.
Hey! We're fishermen. That's our livelihood.
Fish aren't the livelihood.
Right, but like, if we have it for a 10-day, like, what's modest is like a gold piece a day is like the living thing, right? Is it modest?
For lifestyle?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think you're over-egging that pudding, sir.
Well, then you can find another boat.
I look at one of the other ones on the
And he's like, you gotta talk to the fisher, them owners when they come back in.
They're out on a boat already and they've got another one.
No fisherman worth his salt has only one boat. You gotta have a backup, especially when there's scrags in the water.
I tell you what. Give us the boat for 10 gold, and we'll deal with your scrag problem.
And he kind of looks Squall up and down, and he looks at Irynyx. And he's like, you two. The two of you will take on the scrags.
No. There's more of us. Oh, wait, does it look like 6 of us will fit in a fishing boat?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
He's like,
no,
more.
I have my own crew.
He's like, well, I don't know if I'm convinced. I mean, like I said, them boats are our livelihoods.
Well, like you said, you've got a backup, so you've got nothing to lose.
Well, I lose my backup.
Lose the boat. That doesn't.
I mean, he'd lose.
Irynyx says that. He's like, yeah, I see. She gets it.
If he went out on his boat and got attacked by scrags and never made it back, he would lose the boat, his life, and he would be out 10 gold.
20 gold.
Not quite.
I elbow Irynyx.
20 gold and she's yours for a 10-day if you take care of the scrags.
15.
So
Roll
what
me
is
a
it paying you to do? Make your life easier? Is it the business proposition here?
Oh, well, to be completely honest, I don't expect you to do a damn thing about them scrags. I don't expect to see that boat again.
If your boat's insured,
Why did you get the fogger?
if the boat didn't come back, then what happens?
Then we're out of boat. So I'd like to get paid if I'm gonna lose it.
How much is a
Dave,
fishing boat?
they're like 50 gold.
Oh, okay. What do you want me to roll?
I looked it up. Roll me a persuasion check, yeah.
Since I'm helping out here, take a guidance. I don't know if anything went.
Ooh!
Are you rolling guidance as well? D4?
I'm not sure. Let's see if the output goes through. Oh, I guess I can just do it in here.
The gang invents boat insurance. And he's like, "Hey, all right, 15 gold.
Good. I'm glad we could come to this agreement.
And you'll deal with the Scrags."
Aye.
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 Aye. Now you're taking that one. And he points to the one, and there's, like I said, there's a bunch of claw marks on the side of it. He's like, that one's yours. He's like, I assume you got everything you need to go boating, eh? It'll come with oars, but anchor, rope, that sort of thing. We got that on this boat.
Right, so come on, Nick. I know what I need. What am I missing?
Well, rope, anchor, anything like that.
They're not.
Steering
Wait,
wheel.
we're renting the boat, and they're not going to give us the anchor?
No, they have that on their other boat that they're taking out now.
Anchor is like the club, right? Like
That's yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, we could just take overboard.
All right. Okay, so you got the boat for 15 gold.
Yeah, I deducted 15 from my.
And so the rest of you, you're kind of still in the main part of the village. But I think Aerashka had a place that she wanted to check out. Is that right?
Muted. She started wandering around, just taking a look at the sights because she's unused to these towns just being out in the open. So yeah.
Are you going off alone, or do you mind if we tag along?
If you're coming with, I don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah, Celsia will tag along.
But yeah, she goes like probably to the sort of the center of the city, just because that's where things seem to happen. And yeah, maybe
That's
she'll.
where I drop an island.
Yeah, center, the North Haven Village Square has a well, and then the two nearest buildings to the well are the blacksmith and the Sleepy Salamander Tavern, which has a sign above it with a little salamander curled around a small flame.
Is this your first time in the town of North Haven?
It is. Is it yours?
No, I have been here before. The cities around this lake are familiar to me.
Oh, okay. So they know you're here?
She pales for a second as she considers that. They might have heard of my exploits in the past. It is likely.
How big of a town would you say North Haven is? Like population-wise?
Yeah, like I don't know. In the village itself, probably a few hundred, 500-600 maybe tops. But it also gets a lot of traffic from, like I said, it's kind of a hamlet for all the farms nearby. So in the heyday, they would come bring, if they're not closer to Rockwing, they would bring their crops here for sale. So,
and it's kind of the only land route to Rockwing.
Correct.
So, yeah. So I imagine the ensemble probably performed here, like on their way north.
Yeah, probably.
Probably not even that long ago.
Sure.
So yes, it's possible they've heard of my exploits.
Fancy a drink?
A drink. Again, Celsia pales for a second and then recovers and says, "Of course. What kind of hero could not handle their drinks?"
That causes Aerashka to pause for a second.
Celsia grimaces and then grins widely and enters.
All right.
A pitcher of your finest ale for myself and my traveling companion, Aerashka. She declares that on her way in.
The bar is pretty empty. The couple of patrons both just kind of turn and look, and the woman behind the bar is just like, okay. And she takes out a couple of glasses and fills them up. And she's like, those are a silver each.
I will give her 2 silver each.
All right. So that would be 4 total, or 4 glasses, 8 silver.
Oh no, I'm tipping basically. Is what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's like, oh. She's like, stay as long as you like.
Silver-
I think you were assuming that.
Yeah,
the other two
is Zephyr
people I
like with us? I
I'm
didn't
sorry. I
know
guess
if
I
they were-
assumed they would. Josh
Yeah.
has stepped away. Ian, do you want to join these two?
I think not at first because I'm trying to track down a willing townsperson to talk to, and
Okay.
then I'll
Okay.
probably join
So
them
then
after
I'll
that.
just pay for me and Aerashka then.
Okay. Unless, Josh, would you rather go to the tavern with Aerashka?
You can stop there.
There we go. All right. So the
So
three of you.
I pay for some for Tig as well then.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Some ale is set down in front of you.
Josh just smiles.
To new companions and adventure. Cling.
Clink.
And then like the mask falters for a moment as she puts it to her lips and like it is good. She's very clearly never drank before.
Aerashka will just sort of. Yeah. Oh man, we probably don't have drinks that taste good either, so I don't know about anything.
Pour some sauce in it.
Some Tabasco. Yeah, these aren't supposed to taste great.
I'll take a little drink out of his and order some hard liquor and just pours it into the cup along with the ale.
They always seem to enjoy it. Motioning.
Not enjoyment, at least not usually.
What kind of drinks do they have in your homeland, Aerashka?
Let's see. Trying to think of what you might call it up here. There's some berries that grow underground that they make into sort of a potent drink. It's not lovely, but it gets the job done. I think you call it gin up here.
Yes, I've heard of that.
It's not great.
My father is a fan.
Okay.
Rink.
Oh, all right. So while you all, so Aerashka, you don't see anything in particular of what you were looking for in and around the tavern. But while you three are drinking, Zephyr, you're walking around looking for someone to chat up.
Yep. Yeah, I think I was at first looking at those signs, but then I'm just kind of looking if there's anyone who looks amenable to talking. and I'm just gonna walk up to them and introduce myself.
Sure. Yeah, there's people that are kind of going here and about, down the streets, but there is a dwarf with an apple cart. And he sees Zephyr approaching. And he's like, "Oh, care for an apple, lady?"
Sure. Hi, friend. I haven't had an apple in a while. Yeah, I'll take one.
Grand. And he tosses one to Zephyr.
How much is it?
Oh, 2 copper.
Okay, here you go. I had a question. This might sound weird, but I'm new here.
Oh, don't worry about it. No, they're all grown right outside the village. They're right from here in North Haven.
Oh. That's not at all suspicious, but anyway. I was wondering if have you been in this area long?
Oh yeah, I live here.
Oh great. Do you know any ruins in this area? Have you heard of any ruins in this area?
Ruins? Like around
Mhm.
North Haven?
Yeah,
Can't
or,
say I do.
or anywhere in this area that you know of.
Well, it's not anywhere nearby, but I've heard that there's ruins in and around the Heartwood, but that's many days to the southeast.
Okay, well that's good to know. Do you know what they are ruins of exactly?
I would imagine of old buildings. Never seen them myself.
That checks out. The
This
Master
fucking
of
guy.
Ruins. Okay, that's very, very helpful. But before I go, since and thanks you giving me a lot of information.
Of course.
Is there me and my friends are about to travel across the water. Is there anything in the water we need to be wary of? We had an encounter with some weird bug creatures on the way here. Is there anything like that in the water?
Well, I don't know of any bugs in the water, but I'm not much of a fisherman myself. But I have heard stories of well, they call them scrags that come out of the water, grab someone on the end of the boat, and drag them under. So I'd be careful if I were out there if I were you.
I've already been dragged into a dark hole. Not sure if I want to be dragged underwater. Okay, good to know. Thanks for your time. And I will head off and try to rejoin the others.
Sure. So you would come into the tavern. A little bit of time has passed. What is the Aerashka and Celsia situation like after a little bit of time passage? Is it still kind of the awkward back and forth, or?
How much have I drank?
I'd say it's
How
probably
much
been.
am I doing?
We can say it's probably been like half hour or so.
Oh God. Should I make a Constitution check?
Sure.
Save or just straight con?
I would say a save.
Okay.
You're probably fine.
Okay. So she's a little tipsy. She's blushing, face flushed from the alcohol. And she's desperately trying to engage Aerashka in any conversation she can possibly muster.
So that would be
Yeah.
what you would walk into then, Zephyr.
Okay, sounds great.
Actually,
I will
no.
sit down.
So instead of like asking Aerashka questions, she is now regaling Aerashka with a tale of her valor. And so the dragon reared up its head, and blade flashing, snicker snack, and just like details go on and on and on.
I think Aerashka is taking this as an opportunity to just be entertained. So she's listening and enjoying and drinking.
I'm going to make a performance test.
Sure.
I'm not quite acting right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the thing. Oh, God. I'm a little tipsier than I thought. And I have mixed two of my stories together. So it starts to make no sense toward the end. And I
Still
think
makes
at
more
this
sense than
point,
the Snyder Cut.
Tig would realize the error that I have done, and it's up to Josh if he corrects me or not. I'm like, so then the dragon? No, it was not a dragon. It was a lich. The lich. Wait, but I was in the caves of the mountain, and the horde.
Tig
So it must have
kind
been a
of
dragon.
attempts to subtly push her in the right direction.
And Aerashka will just be like, no. It's fine. Aerashka is enjoying this car wreck, so.
Oh my god.
Can't believe my first performance check I roll a 1. Uh,
I mean, it fits with all the rolls we were doing last week, so.
Yeah, I
it's
lost the
fine.
arm wrestling match to a gnome.
All right. So Squall and Irynyx, you two drunk history check. I like it. Squall and Irynyx, you two have secured a boat, and you've found a job. In addition, what are you two
the
doing
job
from
is
here?
still. So I'll get the boat like ready and upright, and then we'll head in to find the others.
Should that be leaning like that?
Yes. I double check what she's
Is
looking
that
at.
supposed to be tied to that?
Yes.
All right.
And you two, when you would head, like if you head back into town, you would definitely hear Celsia's voice carrying through the open windows of the tavern.
Any curiosity about what that's about?
What's about?
I gesture, I guess, to the window from which this story is emerging.
Oh, I'm sure she's harmless. A bit excitable, maybe.
I'd agree there.
How do you know
Huh?
her?
I don't know that I would have made the armor for show. I think. I did,
that's up to you.
I don't think she would be into that, but
Yeah.
But maybe it
as
was like
far
a
as-
cost thing. You just had to use trash materials to keep costs down because her budget was crap.
oh, I think she'd take more pride in that and not bother working on that. But
No, I think your role is probably more effects.
yeah, I did the pyrotechnics for the stage show.
There's a stage show.
She hasn't mentioned this. That's impossible. What am I saying?
No, I don't think it's come up.
Well, Iska about it.
Mm,
Yeah, quite impressive. I see. So
okay, and then we head into the inn, I guess.
mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so you are all rejoined in the Sleepy Salamander Inn, and Squall and Irynyx have secured passage over water to Stag Hollow. So, what are you all? What would you like to do from here?
What's the travel for the like if you were going to go straight to Stag Hollow? How long would it take
Yeah.
by boat?
By boat, it would take you about a day.
If we leave now,
Do you tell us about the deal you made or no?
if we leave now,
Make a deal, or did we just kind of like?
Actually,
almost past that other part.
I'm sorry, it'll actually be quicker. If you left now, it's about midday. You would get to Stag Hollow just after nightfall.
It's not bad.
so
That's
we got a boat, which is good.
Check.
However, there are water trolls attacking the fishing boats, and I think I agreed. No, I know I agreed to help them out with that.
you paid
Celsia-
them that you might help them with it.
Wait,
for the
what?
record.
What?
Celsia audibly gasps, like puts her mug down and like stands and says, I accept your call to adventure.
We already have a call to adventure. It's called going to Gricksburg.
Yeah, and
Really?
we can do that on the way.
If the people are in trouble, we must help.
Oh, I concur.
She beams at you. She's like, she has the look of "I knew I liked you for a reason" on her face, but she doesn't say anything. She just smiles wide at you, like
Squall looks
starry-eyed.
behind him.
I was told about these as well. A very helpful dwarf said they grab people and pull them off the boats. and
So we
drag
already
them
have
underwater.
experience with that.
They sound like foul creatures of evil that must be
Oh,
dispatched.
they're vicious, horrible thing.
Then what are we waiting for?
Indeed, let's go.
Come, fellow adventurers! And she stumbles as she gets out of her seat. Just like falls flat on her face and
Aerashka looks at Irynyx and Squall and Tig, and just trying to gauge what your thoughts are on this.
Oh, she'll either sober up when she gets on the boat or she'll pass out from being sick, so we'll be fine.
Admittedly, I don't have a lot of experience with alcohol, but I've been told that mixing alcohol with boats isn't a good idea.
She'll be fine.
And also, you're expecting to read expression off of Tig's face.
Okay, I'm not looking at
do
Tig.
you have like
not looking
facial
at Tig.
features, or is it just like a helmet, basically?
No, I do have facial features, but
Okay.
you know,
Do you have fake
am aware.
eyebrows that go up and down? And
Do you have like big metal eyebrows that go like?
I'll post my character
Activate
art
the
in
Mr. Potato Head
chat.
protocol.
Long story
Me
short,
rearrange your features.
I'm literally going to rearrange your face.
Well, before we
doesn't
set
have a
off,
whole
let
lot of
me
options.
just check. Can everyone here swim?
Squall raises his hand.
What sort of silly question is that? Of course I can swim.
I like tap your plate
I-
armor. You might want to get rid of that though. I like tap your plate.
I can walk along the bottom. That's about it.
I suppose the
That
purposes of
sounds
the
like
game.
it should work.
I am not the most buoyant among us.
I can stay
If we
afloat,
head,
but I don't know for how long.
northwest, you'll meet us there, though. Should something come to pass.
Okay, just making sure. Safety first.
Yeah, I
Irynyx.
still.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
How much time would we be saving by taking the boat? A day?
If you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, like more than a day and a half, we can get there by nightfall, whereas it'll take a day, and then the part of the next day to get to Stag Hollow. Right?
Yeah, it would take a day and change to get there on the road. It would take you the rest of today to get there
water.
on boat. Mhm.
Plus, Squall already bought the boat, so.
Are,
Granted.
are we seeking out these Scrags?
I mean, if they show up, we should deal with them. Let's leave it at that. We are going to have to bring the boat back within a 10-day. Maybe we can get the Scrags on the way back. But if
Do
not,
you know how many Scrags there are? Do they have a lair?
dozens.
If you don't return it within 10 days.
Dozens? This
Yeah.
might take some time.
And you mentioned that they're trolls. What does that mean?
It means they live in their parents' basements and just post shit on the internet. No, they're like giant creatures, wiry arms, fangs, hair like kelp. Pretty deadly, bloodthirsty too.
They sound like you.
What? I don't have hair like kelp. He like brushes his hair back.
Puts a hat on.
Yeah.
Perhaps not
Wiry?
like cook, but have you? Never mind. Irynyx, could you help with my armor?
Help how?
It quite a lot to remove on my own.
At least buy a dinner
No,
first.
I'm sorry, it's the other way around. Putting on the armor requires someone else, right?
Yeah.
Taking it off is fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So before we forget about
You
that.
can just like slink out of the hole in the butt, like in the Union suit.
Yeah, just like
like Long John.
just
Yeah.
like it's mostly like one breastplate, a couple or like one pauldron, two like separate van braces and like two leg bracers, and then like the sort of like hauberk skirt. You know what I mean? So most of it is one big unit that just comes right off the torso.
Yeah, big unit.
And then she.
That was Squall's nickname in the pirate ship.
All right.
Okay.
Are you guys heading out immediately, or is there anything else you want to do in town?
I mean, this place doesn't have anything to offer that Rockwing didn't, does it?
Not unless you're interested in
Fish.
yeah,
And
like
apples.
fish or an apple
And sketchy apples.
Classic culinary pairing. Of fish and
Classic
apple.
North Haven.
Yeah.
Fish and sketchy apples. That's what it's all about.
Those aren't the sketchy ones. They were grown in North Haven.
Apples of dubious origin.
I will get some rations for the journey for everyone.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with Tig's cooking?
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Just
I'm gonna buy a bunch more apples from the dwarf on the way out.
Nice.
How much do rations cost?
1 gold for 2 rations, 2 days of rations.
Okay, so I'll pay 6 gold and pick up rations and distribute them to everyone.
Oh, I have plenty. You're fine.
Please, I insist. Make it another apology.
You need to stop apologizing.
It's gonna be great when all of your rations end up on the bottom of the lake.
She's changed into like traveling clothes, and you realize that her traveling clothes are pretty nice. Like this is like fine clothing, like silk, and not at all torn up or rugged like a traveler would have.
Squall looks like someone fired a bunch of t-shirt cannons at him from different...
Wet t-shirts.
Wet t-shirts, yeah.
They were dry when they were fired.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a water Genasi.
There's some,
so.
yeah, there's some moisture about him.
Hi, kitty.
All right.
Yeah, Aerashka's clothes are also quite fine, but they are definitely made for traveling and utility.
Celsia is wearing like very very tight fitting like leggings, like almost Peter Pan-esque, like go, like up, and then like a sash tied around as a belt, and then like a button-up blouse, like very fine, very nice, sort of like almost like, what's the word, it's the kind of clothing that one would wear to like court almost.
Sure. Not necessarily for fishing, but
Yeah.
That silk is going to be really fun around the water.
She's got like a giant backpack with all of her armor.
All right. Okay, so you're everyone's got what they wanted and are ready to head onto the lake.
Very
Yep.
much so.
Great.
Secure our belongings.
How big is this boat?
How big is it? It's
What's
I
it draw
actually
on the water?
Oh, you. It is going to be.
Is it going to
It's
require?
a 50-foot boat.
50-foot boat?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's bigger than I thought.
That is a big boat.
I'll help row.
Damn right you will.
All right. So Tig, I'm assuming that I'm sorry, not Tig. Squall, I'm assuming that you're steering the vessel.
Yeah, I got tool proficiency water vehicles.
Right. And then who would be keeping lookout? And then the remaining people will be rowing.
I'm not rowing.
Then
I
you're on the
can-
lookout.
Aerashka is
Well, I
on the
can't
bow.
fall. Oh. All right, fine.
You can't pull.
All right. So just for the fun of it, let's have the rowers, which are Zephyr, Celsia, Irynyx, and Tig. Let's have athletics checks.
Okay.
And Aerashka, why don't you give me a perception check?
Yes.
Couldn't
Yes.
guide myself.
Well, good.
Why did we do
All right,
it?
It's not like they
Ian, I'll cast
surprised-
guidance on you. You cast guidance on me. Okay.
Okay. That way it looks more on the up and up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There
all
are
right, good
three.
start. And let's not forget. All right, thanks. Pretty good guidance.
There are 3 inspirations if anyone wants to spend one.
No, fuck that.
I will.
The boat's just
I
gonna be
will.
going in circles.
No, it won't.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
no,
God.
no, no, no.
Justin,
Yeah.
look what you
What?
did.
Yeah. It's still a 6. Still a
I mean,
6.
yeah, if she's
Yeah,
not
it's
gonna be
seven.
any higher.
It didn't go down.
True.
No.
Actually, no, she would be because she's got half Scott Jack of all trades. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
a wash.
Yeah, I'm not trained in perception, so.
It's about to be the end of Friday.
Fantastic.
You want my -1 athletics check? I don't know.
What, how is it any different from mine? At least I have perception.
All
You
right.
could walk
So
with me. I don't mind.
you guys are you're making pretty good time. But Squall, after a little while, you kind of get the feeling that Aerashka is having trouble like picking out things in the water to avoid. Like every so often you'll like brush up against a sandbar and you gotta adjust and all that.
Basically, I think what's happening is the sun reflecting off the lake is getting to Aerashka. That's probably
Yeah.
what I would definitely say.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. But you're making decent time. Everyone is rowing. They just, every so often they'll need a little break, but otherwise you're doing
No
pretty well.
breaks.
But then you get to you're approaching Stag Hollow. You can see the lights of the village in the distance, and the sun is going down once again. Nightfall on the lake.
Mm.
You see you have long since passed when you could see the other fishing boats moving back towards North Haven for the end of the day. And then, unfortunately, Aerashka missed it entirely. And as you are going, suddenly there's a disturbance in the water off of the starboard side, the right-hand side of the vessel. And this long, blue, scaly, gangly arm reaches up and grabs the side of the boat. And I'm going to call for initiative and move us over to a new
Oh
man.
boy.
Oh
Oh,
no.
why? But I was sort of hoping that you're going to just throw a hydra
Oh,
at
I
us
would
or
have just
something.
grabbed you right off the fucking front.
I forgot to hit my token.
Ooh.
Once again, it's super dim, and my token is like super bright. Is that just
Everything's
again? Is
dim
that just
here.
the night?
Welcome to
That's
my
it.
entire
That's
Rime
the
of the
dim
Frost Maiden campaign.
Why is it like that?
Because it's
don't have
evening.
dark
It's
vision.
the sun's
Having
it's
dark
dark.
vision.
It's dim light right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
most
I-
of us
I-
have dark vision.
3 of you do. Yeah, and you
well,
should be
50% rounded up is still most of us. So
Okay.
fair. But I am seeing that a couple of you. I don't think I've put the dark vision on. So,
yeah.
I
and
think
by a couple, I
technically
mean all of you.
I don't have dark vision because I went with the old
Oh, no.
version. I
right.
changed it at the last minute. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, thank you.
Dave, did you go with old Genasi or
Yeah,
new
the old
Genasi?
one. Yeah.
So
No
you
one
don't
wants-
have dark vision?
No one wants acid splay.
Okay. All right. So I guess Irynyx is literally the only
Nice. This is going to be
party
good.
member
Oh,
with dark
God.
vision.
Also, keep in mind, Nick, that
Mhm.
my AC is currently only 13.
Thank you
Join
for
the
the
club.
reminder.
Yeah, you're in.
I am not
Casual
wearing
wear.
armor.
Where is my Scrag? There they are. I got to roll initiative for this feller.
There they are. I only see one token on the board, Nick.
Spoilers.
Dun, dun.
Yeah. Initiative. Okay. But unfortunately, because of the low perception roll, it gets a surprise round, despite being at the bottom of the initiative.
Hey,
And
there's wow, we actually did put the weak people on the same side of the boat.
I just put people. I didn't even pay attention to that. That's hilarious. But this thing leaps out of the water and reaches for Tig. And it is going to make a claw attack. Tig, what's your AC?
16.
16 hits. It deals 9 slashing. And Tig is grappled.
Sensing a pattern tonight.
All right. And then it is going to respond by immediately going back into the water, dragging Tig with it.
Sweet.
Oh, well, at least
He
can't
chose the
drown.
person who
Keep
doesn't have
rowing.
to breathe.
The top of the next round, though, Tig is up first.
Yeah. So let's see.
All right, solo fight underwater.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting. I'm sure surprising nobody. Rage.
So underwater combat, unless you have a swim speed, it's disadvantage.
Yep.
Or it had a handful of different weapons.
Right, yeah, like harpoon and
Yep.
that's the only one that comes to mind.
Oh, okay.
So
Crossbow.
I am going to reckless attack, so that way
Nice.
I don't have disadvantage.
Very true.
And yeah, I'm going to, since I can't really swing my Tetsubo on him, just go ahead and unarmed attack.
Okay.
Oh, never
Oh, no.
mind.
Right.
We've got, well, you already made it. Well, no, we do have 3 inspiration. You could spend 1 and roll.
2
No,
inspiration.
I'll run with that.
That is
I'm a little surprised, and I'm underwater. I'll take
sure.
that one.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Okay. Aerashka, you just saw Tig get pulled over the side of the boat.
Can I determine how deep the water is?
Sure.
Can I see Tig's glowing eyes?
Oh yeah, they're not too far below the surface, so you
Not too far?
can even in the dim light you can see them.
Okay. I'm going to use my fancy glasses, and I'm going to cast Bless from them.
Okay.
And that will target 3 creatures. And I will not be one of those creatures.
Well, actually, the glasses can only bless yourself.
Oh. Well, then I take that back. I will cast Bless without my glasses.
Okay.
And I will bless, let's see. Tig would have been nice, but we'll go with friend Squall, Celsia. I'm gonna. I haven't seen what you do in battle, so Tufka.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to maybe not be right at the edge of the boat.
Okay, is that your turn?
Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any great. Oh, I do have a bonus action I could do. I will give, since I didn't give you anything, you'll have a bardic inspiration. So, you seem to start to get some precognition of things. You have a d6 to use when you want to.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
Do you have a tail prepped?
I do.
Okay.
That would have been an action as well, but I.
Oh, that's
I
a full.
figured,
Okay. Sorry.
yeah,
Forgot the whole.
I figured bless would be the better
It's a good
first action.
Sure.
Action.
All right, Irynyx.
Let me show you what I do. So I reach, I guess, under the bench that she's on, and kind of flutters. I can't think of a better word at the second. Like right by the edge of the boat, maybe just kind of like Captain Morganing off the side.
Sure.
But she brings up the big cannon looking thing,
Right.
and aims it into the water. So please work on the very first instance of this class being yeah, I'm going to go ahead.
Hey, I rolled 2 ones today. Okay.
Emerges from the end of the cannon. All right, 8.
We have multiple inspiration dice floating around.
That's all right.
And you're blessed, right?
I am blessed, but I don't know. I think I will go ahead and re-roll it because I would really like this to land. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey. We're down to 1 inspiration. The 22 hits.
Cool. Okay. So this beam emerges from the end of the cannon, and it itself is going to do 14 piercing. And she fiddles with a setting before she actually made the attack, although it doesn't entirely matter at this point. Did that go through? Okay, so so the troll, the Scrag, needs to make a DC 13 Wisdom save. Is like at first, this yellow streak of light goes from like the cannon into the troll, and then this purplish miasmatic effect spirals down the beam into the troll.
Nice. It failed the wisdom save.
Okay, so it is frightened for the next minute.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it cannot approach me, and it's got, well, you know what frightened does because you're the DM.
Yeah. It takes that 4 psychic damage.
It does take 4 psychic. Yeah. So it looks like I have launched a special sort of spell at it, but it has come from like a mechanical device, basically. Yeah, so Wrathful also has a rider. It's like the acid. I don't know if it would understand this. I think it can scrape the fear off of itself.
Oh, interesting. Scrape the fear off.
Sorry, no, it's a check, actually. As an action, the creature can make a wisdom check against the save to try and end it early. Otherwise, it's okay. For the duration. Yeah. So hopefully it's a little freaked out by whatever just happened to it.
Well, it is. All right. Anything else on your turn?
No, that was bonus in full.
Nice. All right, Zephyr.
Nick, I didn't click my token when I rolled initiative, so I should actually be at 17.
Oh.
But we can just say that I go at 14, or whatever's right after Irynyx, 12.
Sure. I'll add you on there.
Because I forgot.
Right. Okay, so Celsia, you can go ahead and go.
Okay. Unless Zephyr wants to go first. Because if we're at the same initiative, then right?
Yeah, you
Go
guys
for
can
it.
decide.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm feeling emboldened by the inspiration or the bless. And so let's see. Do I Yeah, sure, why not? So she like grabs her sword and shield from like the side where like they were, sitting there while she was rowing, grabs them and like puts one foot up against the side of the of the boat in like a dramatic pose and points the sword and says, "Unhand him, you foul beast!" And then like in her head, she's like, okay, what would she do in this instance? Trying to figure it out. And the sword is like gleaming from the light from the sun, and she realizes that it's very warm to the touch. And so she just like focuses and like holds it with both hands with like the shield sort of like braced against it, and says, "Moon Sword of Estrella, hear my call!" And all of a sudden, a bolt of divine energy shoots out of it, and she casts Guiding Bolt.
Nice.
It does not hit.
Oh, I thought the 16 was no 8.
No, it's
Unfortunately,
gonna
it's
be
gonna
an
miss.
8. Unless you guys are okay with me using another inspiration. We
That's
only
our
have one
last
left.
one.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're having fun.
We give advantage on another roll, so yeah, I'm just do the attack roll again.
Oh no! So
Nick is giving. I'd like to point out that Nick is giving out all the inspiration, so they're all cursed bennies.
Oh come
true.
on!
Yep.
They're not
So
all.
can I describe? Can I describe what happens?
You can, yeah. Well,
So-
here's the thing.
Describe
you
your
guys
fail.
know-
Ranged attack into a.
You guys know
No!
my crit fail range into melee.
Well, wait, is
So-
it not the 8 that I'm using?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
Okay. So so like, there's a moment, there's a moment where Celsia is as surprised as probably everyone else is that this works, and she like staggers backwards, like there's recoil, right? It's just like, and because of that, the blast goes wide and it like lands into the ocean, like to the left of the beast, and like causes like a huge like splash to erupt. And she just immediately blurts out like, "It worked! I mean, unhand him!" That's gonna be my turn.
Okay. You all see a collection of dead fish float to the top where the bolt went through the water. Zephyr, you're up.
Alrighty. So we got people blessed already. The troll is not a humanoid.
It
From what I
is
remember,
not.
right? Yeah. Okay. Let's do the old wombo combo. I will cast spiritual weapon. I will clutch my medallion once more and mutter to myself, "Imik, we need your help." And then the setting sun poleaxe will appear floating right about here,
Okay.
in range of attacking this thing, and I will attack.
You need to get it.
Oh boy!
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Yep,
Thing
that's a
that's not a
swing and a
ranged
miss.
attack.
The sixth one we rolled today.
Just, we're rolling hot tonight. Yeah, so it's just gonna be a big swing and a miss, kind of hard to see in the dark. And then I will follow it up with Ye Old Bells, Toll the Dead.
Oh sure, and that's a whiz save.
It is, yeah. Is no one has wait? Has anyone hit the thing yet?
It's
Is it missing
damage,
hit
yeah.
point?
Chapter has.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
So submit it.
It failed the save, so it's going to take that 10
Okay.
necrotic.
Nice.
10 damage. It seems like a pretty okay spot, so I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
All right. The Scrag is next. Tig, you're the only one close enough, but you can see that it begins. Some of its wounds begin to close.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. It's frightened, so it has disadvantage as long as it is
Line
as
of
long as it can
sight.
see Irynyx.
Yeah.
And it can't move closer to Irynyx, but because we're in the water, we're dealing with 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
So it's about, I'm going to say it's 5 feet under the water right now. So we're going to just go max distance. So 15 feet away from Irynyx.
Okay.
So it is going to go swim down 20 feet total. So it's 20 feet below the surface, and it's going to go under the boat.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So it drags Tig under the boat.
Hmm.
And then it's going to make another claw. I'm just going to put the token here just for sake of whatever. But it's going to make another claw attack against Tig.
It has advantage.
It has advantage.
Yep, because I reckless attack.
That's right. Well, that's a crit.
Awesome.
Oh, but that's not too bad. For a total of 12 slashing damage.
And I'm resistant, so I take 6.
Yeah.
Nice. And then now it's Deep Blue Sea. Oh, jeez. And then it's going to, since it has Tig grappled, it's going to follow up with a bite attack. That's a hit as well, but that's only for 6 piercing.
Okay, 3 it is.
Nice. That is its turn. So it is 20 feet below and under the boat. Squall, what are you doing?
Okay, so 5. I'm gonna jump into the water here,
Okay. I'll move my token to the
and
other
I'm
side.
gonna
Just for...
cast Grasping Roots,
Okay.
which is a twisting burst of roots. I'm going to do kelp in this instance. Launch from your hand, reaching to grab a large or small target. The target must make a strength saving throw. On a success, it is moved 5 feet in the direction of your choice. On a failure, it is moved 20 feet.
Nice. Okay. DC 13. It
Yeah.
succeeded the strength save.
So I'm still going to pull it 5 feet towards
up.
me, so that breaks the grapple with Tig.
It does.
Nice.
And then Tig goes blub blub blub.
Vomiting
Bye, Tig! Bye! We're taking the troll instead!
He's just punching at the water as he goes down. All right. Anything else? That was good. Anything else on your turn, Squall?
No.
Okay. Put him over there. All right, Tig.
Now that I'm out of the grapple, I'm going to attempt to swing my giant ass club underwater at this thing.
All right.
Okay. And
Oh, no!
What the actual fuck?
So many ones.
Wow.
Good night, guys. Something tonight.
Yeah, right.
that's
Something in the air.
3 critical
You're not-
failures.
Were you
Well,
reckless
you
attacking or
won.
no? Were you reckless attacking? Do you have advantage?
It balances out.
That is wiping
Because
out.
you're also in the water.
Yeah.
Christ. That's terrible.
Any bonus action?
We need to
no.
give him a trident.
Okay. Aerashka.
So with Squall having pulled it, can we see the guy again from under the boat?
I would say it's still under the boat because he only pulled it 5 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there's not really a whole lot we can do here. Can't see it. Can I see Squall? Or
Yes.
Okay. Can I guess where it is? If I'm doing like a fairy fire underwater.
That's an AoE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. You can do fairy fire.
Yeah, sure. I'll see if I can make it and like all the weeds and plankton around it glow.
All right.
Yeah, now we can
DC
hit the
13
fire.
dex save.
Yep.
It failed its dex save, so
Nice.
it is a glow. What color is your fairy fire?
Wait, so now the
Um,
blessing is off.
Oh, is that
That's true.
concentration?
It is.
The
That's okay.
concentration
The
thing
the
starts.
Fairy fire is way better than the bless.
Air fire is way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, people that I blessed.
That's all right.
Okay. You gave everyone advantage to hit it. That's huge.
Yeah. And you asked what color it was.
Yeah, what color would your fairy fire be?
It would be like a very, very light blue.
Okay. We'll go with that. Boop. He
And
should
also,
be.
it's not in darkness anymore either, so that'll be nice. That's one action. And I will give Squall a bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Irynyx.
The purple fear leash is still going on, so it is in line of sight, like it's been dragged out from under the hull of
It's
the boat.
still no. It was dragged more up than out, so I'm ruling it still. You still can't see it if you're on the boat.
Okay, I will go hover over the water, I guess.
Nice.
Below it. All right. And what did we say that advantage was on attacks?
You
Shift and
hold
left
Shift,
click.
yeah. Okay.
Nice.
15.
15 hits.
Hooray. For 5. Counted 5 piercing.
Just another
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At least I've avoided the ones on the actual rolls themselves.
Attack rolls, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I got. Because I don't have XP or nothing special.
Celsia.
Okay. I'm going to how far down is I guess I can't see. Okay.
It is 15 feet below the surface.
You said if you're in the water and you don't have a swim speed, you have disadvantage on attacks. Does that include spells that are attack rolls?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's just certain weapons. Most weapons.
She she sees like Squall leap into the water and she's like, well, I can be outdone. And she also leaps into the water.
There's a saying about leaping off cliffs if you saw someone do it. You know that one, right?
100% she would do this. And then she, once again, like underwater, she ditched the shield. So the shield is still on the boat. So she just drops that, jumps in the water, and then like holds the sword out again and does another silent. In her head, she runs through the speech, and then another bolt of energy. Yeah.
It's just like, no one.
So this time with advantage. There we go, 20.
20 hits.
All right, so that's going to be 14 radiant damage, and the next person to attack before the end of my next turn also has advantage, which they already
again.
But still.
Yeah. No, good.
All right.
Good.
Zephyr.
And I also want to swim closer while I'm doing that.
Oh,
so
sure.
I'm like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can't quite I'm above it.
Sure.
Quite a bit.
Swim speed is half.
Yeah, your movement is half while you're swimming.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. So I'm like here. And just under the surface.
I'm not sure the interactions with spiritual weapon and water. It's floating in the.
It just rolls.
I think it'd be fine
because
it's a spell attack.
Like it can move through water, I guess is what I'm asking.
Right.
Move through the air too, so.
Well, it's under the water, so if I want to get to it, it would have to move under the water. Okay. Yeah, it can move 20 feet. I'm not sure if that's enough to reach it or not.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So let's attack. Does the spiritual weapon get disadvantage?
Well, I think you need to be able to see it though, right? To make the
doesn't specify. It just says as a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet.
Yeah, doesn't
specify sight. I don't.
Yeah, no, you're good, and it would not have disadvantage because of being underwater. No,
it's got advantage because of the guiding bolt.
Yes, guiding bolt and fairy fire. Yeah.
Okay.
All the advantage.
14 either way.
14 hits.
Cool. 8 damage.
Nice.
It's a
Uh,
it's a force weapon, so that would even make it more easy to use underwater,
Hmm,
in my opinion.
sure.
yeah. That makes sense.
Squall and Tig, you two can tell because you're right there with it that the Scrag is bloodied.
Yes.
I still have an action. Not 100% sure what I want to do with it. Because I can't see it for other stuff.
Right.
Unless I want to join the water party.
Come on in, the water's lovely.
You guys wanted a beach episode, so here we are.
Which isn't out of the.
this.
You know what? Forget it. I am gonna join the water party.
Yeah,
Off I go.
there you go.
Water party, water party.
Death wish. Death.
So I'm gonna jump in, and if I can see it, sorry, let me just.
I love the
check
idea that
range.
Aerashka is like on the boat, like, guys.
Yeah, gradually, everyone is just jumping off.
Yeah, Toll the Dead is 60 feet, so that should be within range.
Yeah, you got
so
it.
Yes.
I will. So you hear the sound of the bells, but through the water this time.
Mhm.
And that's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
It failed the wisdom save, so that's another 7 damage on top
7
of it.
necrotic. Yeah, I'm just swimming in the water.
All right. Okay. Well, it's currently not engaged with anybody. Because it's about 10 feet away from Squall, and Squall is the nearest. Although no, it's engaged with Tig
Yeah.
because Tig swam up and swung at it.
Mhm.
So this Scrag kind of looks around, and then it's going to dash away, swimming down to the bottom of the lake and then away. So Tig, you can make an attack of opportunity against it if you like.
I would like to.
Sure.
Okay. And since he has fairy fire, I actually get advantage.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Great.
unfortunately, that's too low though. So it, in a manner that none of you could hope to catch up to, it swims straight down to the bottom of the lake. The only reason why you can still see it is because of the fairy fire, and then it will continue to swim away, fleeing the battle. Do you make any effort to try and stop it?
No.
Like, I don't know what you could do. I'm at this rate because it's dashing, so it's pretty far away.
Actually, yes.
Uh,
Wait, oh, it's pretty.
Well, because here's the thing.
How
It
far
has
away is it currently?
it's swimming 60 feet total, so it's going to go 20
Oh,
feet
geez,
down
okay.
and 40
Yeah.
feet out.
I have
Okay.
something I could do if it was
Glowing.
closer, but it's too far away.
Gotcha.
It is still glowing.
It is still glowing, yeah, so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
it's going to keep going faster than we could possibly catch up to it.
Well, if it had to dash and it got to 60 feet, then that means that its speed is basically equal to ours.
But it's got a swim speed, and we
But
don't.
it's swimming, yeah.
No, but I'm flying, so I could.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I mean, you might be able to track it over water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
could all get
you'll
back
just
on a
keep
boat and
doing
try to
depth
fix it.
charges.
Do you want to do that, Irynyx?
I think so. I think I would. So one of my not the infusions, the tinkering, the magical, magical tinkering.
Mhm.
Yeah, it can be a little light, so I could just clip that to like my side,
Oh, sure.
and I would just keep an eye on it. And
Nice.
obviously, it's like out of reach of the surface of the water.
So, yeah, so then in that case, we are going to switch over to chase rules.
Okay.
And that being the case, I think we're going to call it there for tonight because I have to brush up on chase rules.
Okay.
So before we close it for the night,
Yeah.
did the rest of us get back on the boat before we began the chase?
I guess if Irynyx, so chase works in initiative just like combat does. I know that much.
Right.
So if Irynyx is wanting to stay on this thing and not lose it, I think we'll have to continue to go in initiative order. So you guys will have to move on to the boat when we reconvene next week.
Okay. I just want to remember where we end up.
Right, yeah. So yeah, so that's where we will end it for tonight. So thank you so much, everyone in chat, for watching and participating in chat. That's awesome. Hope that you guys have experience points to spend next time, since I know the stuff's kind of costly for blesses and healing surges, but that'll be great. Join us next week. Again, we play every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. And until then, have a good week.
Bye.
I
Bye.
Bye.